The All-Star weekend is finally over. We getting back to hoops tonight, y'all. We have a full slate of games, and we'll get into those games. We'll talk about what it's going to look like for the second half of the season. We'll talk about who starts off the second half of the season on the right note. But you guys see the title of the show. The Kings have officially hit rock bottom. We're going to talk about the Sacramento Kings. Two of their star players are out for the season. They're on a 14-game losing streak, and everything that could have went wrong with the Sacramento Kings, Big Ox, are you out there? Can you hear me? Has went wrong with the city of Sacramento. So we have to talk about this. We try to touch every NBA franchise throughout the season, and today happens to be the Sacramento Kings episode for all the wrong reasons. But Damian and Penn, there may be a silver lining in this whole thing, and there might be light at the end of the tunnel for the Sacramento Kings. But we're going to talk about everything Kings related. Also, speaking of light at the end of the tunnel, there were some stellar performances from college players last night. There was a 49-piece last night from a special college talent. Might be a top 5 pick, might be a top 10 pick. There was another 35-point outburst from probably a top 3 pick, probably. We'll talk about that. And also there was another player that scored 23 points in just 18 minutes. We'll talk about that too from another probably top 3 pick. Let's go ahead and get into it. Damian, Penn, let's talk about the Sacramento Kings, man. What is going on? What's the deal in Sacramento?
That's
Anything?
the response. That's exactly the response.
Oh, man. I mean, 14 in a row is crazy. But look, they're the worst team in the league, man. They got the worst record in the league. For me, I don't know how anyone looked at this off season for them and was excited about what they could do. It was just to me a mixed mash of just guys past their prime, guys who were just going to fill in a role. They needed to give money to people. Like, it's just a bizarre situation in Sacramento. Couple that with a few injuries. We'll probably get into that run about the season-ending injuries. Yeah, and all of a sudden, the worst team in the league are only going to get worse. So I'm just glad that they own their own picks, because this isn't a Clippers situation where they don't. So they got one first rounder, 2 second rounders this upcoming draft. So man, they need something, because it's a bit crazy how bad it's become in Sacramento.
Are they actively tanking, or are they this bad?
Is it possible to say both?
You know what's crazy? Yeah, both. It's crazy, man. Because I think before the start of the season, when they're bringing in some of these veteran guys, Russ, DeRozan was there, Levine, healthy, all these things, I think that they thought they had a chance this year, just leaning into their experience and leaning into... Yeah, I know that's the problem. I think they before the season, Penn, as every team has that sort of level of optimism. And then as the season plays out, that slowly dies away as the teams become worse and worse. So I reckon they had that, but it quickly fades, man. You know how the NBA season goes. The cream always rises to the top, and they just got a bunch of guys that are just past their prime, and the roster doesn't make sense. And now they've got off, Keon Ellis, who I thought was a part of their building block for the future, but obviously not. So I think the front office, as we've discussed previously, still has question marks. Will they get it right, Ron, in this upcoming draft? Because it feels like a draft you have to get it right. The stakes have never been higher for the Kings. So it's going to be interesting how this plays out, man.
I truly believe in culture building, man. I do. Every player that comes into your organization is learning from the coaches, from the organization. They're seeing, they're observing. This is how things are done in Sacramento. I think the problem in Sacramento, and I would say this has been the problem for the last however long he's owned the team, is the owner, Vivek Ranadive. Ever since I heard him say the word Stauskas, man, I've been off that dude. I just cannot.
What year was that? That was 2012?
Yeah, man. It's just short-sighted move after short-sighted move. drafting Davion Mitchell in the lottery, like when you reach that high, you better be right. They have made so many dumb decisions. This is a team that had Tyrese Halliburton, had De'Aaron Fox, and it's like, yo, we are in the player mobility era. Good players are not sticking around for trash franchises. They will push their way out. I don't know. I can't. I just can't with this team. I feel bad. It's one of my yo, man, going back to the early 2000s, one of my favorite teams. Glory days. Mike Bibby, Vlade Divac. Wow, what a team, man. Jeez.
Yeah, and I'm a bite off full possession. It's their page on Instagram. They put out a post and it said this. Where did it go wrong for the Kings? Question mark. In 2023, they pushed the Golden State Warriors to 7 games, and they looked like they'd finally turned the corner. Since then, they've missed the playoffs twice, moved from De'Aaron Fox, and Tyrese Halliburton, and now they sit with the worst record in the league. The roster is filled with aging veterans, no tradable assets, there's no young core to build around, and no direction. For a franchise that waited 16 years just to make the playoffs. For a franchise that waited 16 years just to make the playoffs. Hey, Big Ox, for a franchise that waited 16 years just to make the playoffs, watching this fall apart so quickly is brutal. There's nothing to look forward to, no plan, no future, just vets on a sinking ship. That kind of like paints the whole picture for the Sacramento. Am I forgetting anything? Am I leaving anything out, Mars?
Oh, not drafting Luka.
Oh yeah, that one too.
That's just another draft miss. If you go back to that comment, like if you go back and you go through the draft, it is painful, man, for the Kings. That's why I said, like, they got to get it right this year, man. Because if they don't, could be looking at another 16 years, Ox.
Ox, you gonna come up here and stand up for Marvin Bagley?
What about Marvin? Why are we talking about Marvin Bagley? What about Marvin Bagley?
Oh, he just said they didn't draft Luka, so I'm curious if you're about to tell us how good Marvin Bagley was.
I don't got to tell you how good Marvin Bagley was. Y'all know how good Marvin Bagley was. Y'all was watching.
There you go.
He was the best player in the country.
So you would have made the same decision?
Yes, I would have. Okay. If I was Phoenix, I would have drafted Marvin Bagley. Marvin Bagley should have went number 1. I mean, y'all, I know you like to live in that hindsight world and you pretend like you knew everything, but be for real. Marvin Bagley should have went number 1. He was the best player in the country.
You know the beautiful thing, Ox, about being a very public person with a very public record is I don't have to cap about what I thought back in 2016, 17, 18, 20, 21, 22. It's all on record. Okay.
No doubt.
I think a lot of people believe that Luka should have, probably been the number 1 pick in that draft, but I understand the concerns.
I mean, a lot of people might have thought that, and a lot of people picked Marvin Bagley and DeAndre Ayton.
For sure.
They missed, but that's a part of the draft. You know what I'm saying? That's a part of the draft.
Mars, I would like to ask you, is there anything for the Kings to look forward to? Just the draft?
Wait, is that just me that can't hear Mars?
Nah, you kind of low.
Oh, am I better or is it still bad?
You good.
I said the draft. No, that's what their season is based on now. I don't think they came into the season tanking, then they sucked, and then they started tanking. And now here we are. But yeah, the draft. I don't know who they're going to take. I don't know what pick they're going to get, but that's really what that matters. Are they going to have someone to build around, whoever that may be?
They will for sure have a top 4 pick, right? Just seeing that they have the worst record in the league.
No,
that doesn't
it assure they have for sure a top 5 pick.
Okay.
Now.
Highest
if
odds,
they stay with the worst record.
Yeah.
Which they probably will.
So like moving forward, are the Kings in a worse position out of everybody?
Let's see. Are they in a worse position than the Wizards? Yes. Are they in a worse position than the... Yeah. I mean, they're in a pretty bad position. I cannot think of a team that is in a worse position. I guess one team that's in a worse... Why are the Nets in a worse position? They're in Brooklyn.
I'm asking. I don't...
No, they're in Brooklyn. They got a young roster. They got decent contracts that can be moved very easily. I think they're good, man. They don't have an aging roster. Their roster is young. I mean, it's okay to be.
We'll be all right.
I mean, what do you think DeMontis is netting you? Because obviously y'all are trying to trade him. Y'all were trying to trade him, trying to get multiple picks or whatever.
We could have traded DeMontis a long time ago. It's just like, it's just how like teams do. You know what I'm saying? I mean, remember the Celtics were trying to trade Jaylen Brown, and then that never happened. You know what I mean? That's no big deal that a player was on the trading block. I mean, DeMontis isn't sensitive like that, so it's not that serious. He'll be back. He tried to rehab and play through that meniscus, which he probably should have never tried to come back from in the first place. But he'll be back next season. We still got Malik. You know what I mean? We still got a couple pieces to build around, especially if we get a solid draft pick. Which, regardless of what the season looks like, I am still adamantly against tanking. But I don't think we tanked. We just lost DeMontis, lost Zach LaVine. We were terrible, and we just really, really sucked. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think we were tanking. Now, what we do with these next and Keegan, that's right, lost Keegan too, and still got Keegan. But I mean, I don't know what we're gonna do with these last 30, but I hope we still try to win games. You know what I mean? Even though I don't see how we'll do it. But we got DeMontis, we got Malik, we got Keegan. We still got some pieces to build around. We get a good draft pick, so we'll be all right.
Y'all got 4 key games against tanking teams: Indiana, Utah, and 2 games against Brooklyn. If you guys do play to win those games, I feel like you could lose out on the worst record, which is a crazy statement. But
yeah, that's an incredible thing.
Do any of you usually run the worst teams in the league at least have some sort of very young prospects where people can talk themselves into what they can become? When I look at the Kings, I don't know if I have that for any of their guys yet. Which is why I said that I think they have to hit on this draft, more than ever. Because they've gone through the whole point guard situation, got off Dennis Schroeder now, Russ is Russ, obviously. Chose between De'Aaron Fox and Hallie, ultimately flipped De'Aaron Fox, even had someone like Markel Fultz on the roster actually in 23, 24, I believe. This point guard situation has to be sorted out. It feels like in the league now you need an elite point guard. So yeah, I didn't look at any of their young prospects and think that they got a building block yet. No one would be off limits for me. Maybe Keegan, I don't know, but they've committed a lot of money to him as well now.
Devin Coates is the point guard of the future, man. You guys gonna find out.
Oh my god!
I told you he's a bug.
Oh my god!
Dude,
Ron, I'm gonna tell you honestly, it's hard to talk about this team. It's really hard. It's really hard. It's hard to get excited. It's hard to talk about them. I feel like I'm at a funeral, bro. I really am. Because I mean, as much as I talk about this,
nasty energy right now up here.
Yo, this sucks. Bro.
Well, you want us to be happy that the Kings?
No. I'm saying it's the energy is exactly what it's supposed to be like, based on the topic that we're talking about.
What type of energy did you expect us to have with this title?
I mean, the thing about it is we all love basketball.
Really we do, and I mean, I love my team.
And the Kings are bad basketball. That's
I'm not. What I'm saying is, I'm not saying the energy is supposed to be good, and I get it. I'm right there with you guys. The thing about it is just it's an unfortunate situation. DeMontis is out for the season. Zach is out for the season. Those are 2 very good basketball players.
I feel like the voice that we are missing on this conversation is actually Chilltown Hoops. Because I feel like he would get me hyped.
Could dog us some more?
What would he say? What would Chill say right now?
Chill wouldn't do anything but talk about those. We suck. He would absolutely dog us right now.
I'm trying to think. I'm trying to go into my brain and be like, what would Chill say? You got DeMontis Sabonis, right? You got the big man. You got the big man in the middle, right? And you got these young guys.
What young guys? Shit, Penn.
I mean. That dude Maxime Reynaud,
I like.
he's pretty
Reynaud,
cool.
I like Maxime.
Okay,
I like
right?
Devin Carr.
So I'm just trying to figure out what y'all trying to do, right?
Please
what about what's his name?
You drafted him 2 years ago.
What about Buddy that you guys took last year?
Neek.
Maxime
Yeah,
Renard, Neek Clifford. That's what you're talking
how's
about.
Neek looking? How are we feeling about Neek?
He was
Like a 23-year-old
He's a-
rookie, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
He's a
Neek
solid
Clifford is
basketball player,
23.
but
Yeah,
He
but
was hurt as
he's
well, a little
not
bit, yeah.
he's not a building block. I don't think
he's not a needle. He's not a
needle.
needle mover to me. I don't know what all the hype is.
I don't think the Kings have it.
Maxime
I don't think the
Renard.
Kings have a needle mover, in my opinion. They have some decent young
except for
players, but not
DeMontis.
anyone you build around. Yeah, but I'm talking about like the young guys. I think
Yeah.
I think
yeah.
Renault is cool. I think Neek is cool. I think Devin Carter is not very cool.
Not very cool.
And like that's it. Like their building block has to be in this draft. And if they draft another point guard, it's gonna be tough because they had Halliburton, they had De'Aaron, and then they ended up moving them. So I don't even know if they know what to do with a point guard.
but this is the
Well,
short-sightedness.
It's Mike Brown. Mike Brown. We got Debo, and Mike Brown took the ball out of Foxy's hands, and that was the end of everything right there. That was the end of it for us. So we gotta bounce back. It's gonna take some time, but
Bro, there's a point guard yesterday who just had 50.
Oh, god damn.
I watched the end of that game.
Mm.
It was chopping.
I think the Sacramento Kings are a good exploration on how not to build a basketball team. If I'm
How so?
being honest, because there's a moment in time where you are in talent accumulation mode and you don't have to think too much about position and fit. You just want to acquire like top end talent and develop it, right? You want to put those players in good position. You want to get the right development staff in, and you don't want to think too much about, okay, well, we already have Fox, so let's not get Luka. We already have Fox, so let's trade Hallie. I don't think you need to think too much about that. I think you just need to give it some time to develop, right? Now, that's kind of where I'm at right now, where it's like they have a bad tendency of drafting older rookies. They've been doing it for a long time. They like to draft like 3-4 year players very high, first round, etc. And they prefer to go for the sure thing. And I understand that, but the problem is the rest of the league does not feel about your assets the way you feel about your assets. You might think, oh, this guy fits in perfectly what we're doing, but how high is the rest of the league on him? I always say when you mess up like a top 10 pick, mess up a top 10 pick that other people believe in. Don't be reaching for Josh Primo, right? Like that's a mess. Shout outs to Josh Primo. When you reach that,
the Spurs got Josh Primo.
They did, but I'm saying
to be fair, he was the opposite of a Kings draft pick. He was like the youngest player in the draft.
He was the youngest player in the draft, but he was also a player that nobody really thought of as a lottery pick, right? So when that guy fails, there's no market for him. There's no market for him.
But wait a second though, Ben. Like
Mhm.
the main, of recent with like this front office, the guys we've drafted, except for this last draft, haven't really been like older. We typically, the main guys that we draft to try to build around have mostly been younger guys. If you want to dig into like the past,
Davion?
Okay.
Well, Devin Carter, when you drafted him, was what he played. How many years he played?
I'm saying
because he went to
Devin Carter was a lottery pick. Davion Mitchell was a lottery pick. They were two of the oldest lottery picks in the last 5 years.
Keegan was a bit older as well.
Keegan was 23 as well.
I'm talking about of the main guys that we've got to like really build around, except for like Keegan. I don't really see what you mean.
But that's because you haven't really had good draft picks recently.
The top
Keegan was like the last time you had a lottery pick. Well, Devin Carter, but whatever.
Devin Carter, Davion Mitchell, Keegan Murray. That's 3 lottery picks, all of whom were 4-year players.
And Keegan and Davion were good.
To be fair, even Halliburton was what, 2 years?
Yeah,
3 years?
Hallie was a few years in Iowa State, and he was a baller. So like those,
I'm not questioning that.
Those three draft picks were like solid draft picks. The other, like Devin Carter first of all, that was a terrible draft pick in a terrible draft. So it was just like,
I think you're looking at draft picks as players as opposed to assets, and that's why I'm saying like,
absolutely I am. Yeah. I think
I'm
looking at both.
And that's why I'm saying
no, Ox and Mars don't do this. They are absolutely assets. Proceed.
No, or they're
I never said they weren't, but when I
saying,
talk about draft picks, I view them as players. Yeah, for sure, because that plays.
I look at them as people, not
they're
property.
both.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, I appreciate the sentiment and trying to be humanitarian here, but ultimately they are both.
Yeah, I am a humanitarian.
They are assets. They are players. Sorry, you talking about planting trees? You
Yes,
brought that up
yes,
unprovoked?
yes.
Okay. Cool.
I do that
Um,
on my off time.
So I'm just saying, like, you got to look at it as, if this guy pans out, what's the market? If he doesn't pan out, what's the market? There has to be a floor on the asset. You might love a player, but that player is 28th, 27th on everyone else's board, and you think you're big braining it by picking him 8th, right? And he's 28th for a reason on other people's boards, because people are seeing the long-term potential. So just because he comes out and he's a good player right away, it doesn't mean that when you want to trade that player, there's going to be a market for that player. I don't know if I'm explaining what I'm trying to say properly, but like, there are guys who have a higher value base, and it goes beyond what they're producing on the court. It's based on how teams look at them going forward into the future, right?
I think so. I think so. I think you're explaining. I get what you're saying. I absolutely understand what you mean, and I think that's fair. Like, I think that's a fair way to look at it. I just think it's you gotta kind of choose. Like, am I gonna draft somebody and go all in with them? Am I thinking about like plan B, or am I just going, is this my guy, or am I, I don't want to be too cautious and timid about the person I pick. And there's a bunch of different ways to make draft picks, a bunch of different ways to GM, but I absolutely understand what you're saying, though. I think that's a fair way to look at it.
Really not seeing the vision with Hallie was bad, man. Hallie was the one where they didn't see the vision with him about how
And he really wanted to stay. He really wanted to stay.
Yeah, they got Sabonis, and Sabonis has been probably the
Sabonis is fine.
shining light, to be fair.
That's a rough one, Damien, because I always thought Hallie was really good. I just always liked De'Aaron Fox more. Always thought De'Aaron Fox was what we needed, and like, we had to get DeMontis, and it was kind of one of those things. Like, damn, I had to do it.
It's tough.
Why you shaking your head,
because
Swiper?
Hallie?
Yeah,
bro,
go ahead.
Hallie, like, I remember that draft very vividly. Like, Hallie wasn't someone who, like, no one thought Hallie would be this good. Like, no one thought Hallie could be a guy that could lead a team to the NBA Finals. I think that his sort of draft, like, projection was like, this can be a very, very high level role player, intangible guy that can do just about everything on the floor, but maybe doesn't have like a superstar ceiling. But he sort of flipped that, and it's hard to know. Like, at that time, it's hard to know. But it's funny what happens when you give the guy someone a whole offense to run, and you really try and maximize his gifts. So it's a tough one looking back. That's the one that sort of doesn't sit well with me when I look back. But it's also hard to know. So in fairness to them, hard to see.
Yeah, my only reasoning behind that, Damon, is that we had to get DeMontis.
Yeah, obviously you had to.
And he's been good. I'm a fan of his as well. He's been good.
Yeah, and I don't necessarily want to revisit that, but you remember what was my reasoning with keeping Halliburton and trading Fox? It was just at that moment in time, Fox was already all-star level, one of the better point guards in the league, still had a tremendous future. Like, at that moment in time, I would have traded Fox because I know I would have got more capital for him than Halliburton. That was my only reason, because I loved both of them. But ultimately, they don't have them both right now. But fellas, I want to turn the page and actually look to this draft, because as of right now, the Kings obviously have the worst record in the NBA. They've lost 14 straight games. It's looking like they're going to continue to lose, and it's looking like they have a shot at the #1 overall pick. So let's do this. Let's say that the Kings do get the #1 overall pick. Who is the best prospect for them? Swiper, we haven't really heard too much from you yet. I want you to kick us off. You're the Sacramento Kings. The draft starts right now. You have the #1 overall pick. You're on the clock. Who are you getting and why?
Trade the pick. They've shown they can't develop anybody. It's just that bad luck's probably going to be extended. See what you can get. Trade the pick. You want Boozer? Anybody want Boozers? You want Darren Peterson? I would not want to subject any of those players to the Kings. They have been a dump post for the last 20 years. They had Hallie, Fox, and Sabonis. They're about to lose all of them over like a 4-year period, which is insane. I don't want Darren Peterson playing there. Darren already doesn't want to play versus high-level competition, reportedly. So, he just that would be a terrible fit because Ox would hate Darren if he just sat out games versus like the biggest teams in the Western Conference. Who else? Yeah, Boozer. Ox doesn't. Ox doesn't like players that don't play defense. What if Boozer really doesn't play defense in the league? Ox is gonna hate him. And then next step after that, AJ. I don't know. AJ, is that your kind of guy, Ox?
My kind
Yeah,
of guy.
35 last night, right? AJ.
Yeah, 35.
I mean, he's a good basketball player. I think he's awesome. I think any of these top 4 guys are awesome. But I am hearing you on the Darren Peterson thing. I think of all the guys, I would choose him last. I would go Cameron Boozer, AJ, Caleb, then Darren.
Yo, I don't even know why we debating this. I know who y'all picking number 1.
Caleb.
Bennett Sturts.
That's a fire pick, though, honestly.
Guaranteed. Senior. Yep. Absolutely. Wants to be
That's
there.
crazy.
Culture builder, point guard. Absolutely, man.
Man, that's unnecessary.
I mean, not
you don't gotta add insult to injury.
To be honest, though, if we get the number 1 pick, we're definitely picking AJ.
That's what I think you guys.
I think it's obvious that we'll take AJ if we got
Everyone
the number 1
should.
pick.
Is that who you would want, Ox?
Like I said, any of those top 3 guys, I'll be fine with. And that's
But who would you want though? Specifically,
I want
if
Cameron Boozer.
if they called you and was like, "Yo, Ox,
Oh,
we having a hard time. Like, who should we take right here?"
I would take my bias makes me keep saying Cameron Boozer, but I know AJ is the right answer for our team.
I'm really not mad at though.
For our team, AJ is the proper guy to take. I'm
not mad at a Boozer Keegan though. Boozer
I'm
Keegan.
mad at a Boozer Sabonis. I know that.
That's yeah.
Okay,
that's what I'm saying.
but if you trade
I
Sabonis, you prefer Boozer, right?
He's not
No,
on team
see,
trade
no, I'm not
Sabonis.
tra- I'm not
Yeah,
tra-
he's
I'm
not.
not
He's
trading
not on
DeMontis.
team
So-
trade.
You're not
Sabonis.
trading DeMontis Sabonis?
No, I'm not. No, Swiper, no, absolutely not. No.
Although I like
That's
Darren
the-
next to Sabonis.
Like
to be fair.
DeMontis and Malik and Keegan, that's the only thing I'm holding on to. Swiper. That's all I got in this basketball world right now. I'm not. I'm not.
But you don't
That's the-
need any of them. They're not helping you do anything.
Swiper, I don't care. That's the only thing I got to hang on to in this basketball world is DeMontis.
But
Sabonis,
Ox,
okay?
but I think the issue is Ox. You're such a fan that you're irrationally caught in I just
It's
want
not
my
about- it's
guys.
not about- it's not-
That
it's
team
not
needs to
about
just
that.
be reloaded. You
Yes,
need to
reload.
dump
Yes.
Sabonis.
Look. We
Dump
have
Sabonis
pieces.
now.
We have
You've been
other
trying to
pieces that we
dump
need to
Malik.
get off of.
You've been
I've never
trying
tried to dump
Monk
Malik.
for a while. The team has.
Who?
They've been trying to
If
dump
they,
Malik for a while.
Swipe, if they really wanted to get rid of Malik, he would be gone. That's what I'm saying. Like we could have got off of him. He would be gone if we really wanted to get rid of Malik.
They wanted a
Like,
first round pick. They weren't.
If
Getting
we get
Say it
off
again,
of
Pen.
we get off of
Say it
Zach.
again, Pen.
They were trying to get a first round pick and they didn't.
Okay,
get it.
so
the only
we-
way you're
if-
getting off of Zach is by salary dumping him somewhere.
Go
Which will
fine.
have to happen. Yeah, which will have to happen.
Like,
next year, man,
like
yeah.
Zach, Debo, and Russ. Those are the ones to get out the way.
Okay.
Those are the 3 guys who get out the way.
For
You
every-
keep-
That's
Keep
it?
Russ out of this. Keep
Bro, what
Russ
are you doing with
all the
Sabonis
way
on the
out.
roster,
For every
brother?
trade
Contract
that's
is
done, for
crazy,
every
bro.
trade that's done,
Swap
there's
it.
like 12 to 15 that don't get done. And I like
Right.
looking at the trades that don't get done to understand how front offices feel about their players. So, for instance, to frame it back to something that I know very well, the Toronto Raptors tried to get Derek White this offseason. They were allegedly dangling Emmanuel Quickly and firsts. The Celtics were like, go F yourselves. So that gives you an idea of how the league feels about our players, but also how we feel about our players. I can promise you, y'all did try to move DeMontis Sabonis.
I didn't say
promise
we
you.
didn't. I'm saying
Okay.
I'm saying, I
And
can promise
Malik
you-
Monk has
I
been
can
on the
pro-
block
I can,
for over
I
a
can
year.
promise you that weak ass package y'all offered us is not worthy of DeMontis Sabonis. So that's what I'm saying.
We'll see how you feel
again,
about it this
like I keep telling y'all, that I'm not saying that we didn't try to move anybody. I'm saying that we're not giving up Malik and DeMontis for these weak ass packages that people keep trying to offer. That's all I'm saying.
Ox, all I'm gonna tell you right now, you better get used to RJ Barrett left hand layups, bro.
I love Andre. I love RJ Barrett.
You love RJ.
I always
the
have.
rim.
I still do.
You
Under
would be
the
a
rim,
terrible GM.
smacked.
That's what I realized.
I'm not a
That's what I
GM.
realized.
I'm
That's what I
not a
realized.
GM. What
He
I
wants to draft
realize is I don't
AJ. He's
care
a
what you
visionary.
think about my GM skills because I'm not a GM.
No, but that's trash though, bro. Like, I mean, you deserve better than that though. I'm saying as your friend, I'm saying you deserve better than what the Kings give you.
Maybe
That's
not,
what I'm saying.
Swiper. Maybe not.
No, he does. But I think Ox has been.
They're
you've been
not.
held
They're not
captive.
giving me. They're not giving me anything. This has nothing
No,
to do with.
but
me.
you've been held captive by mediocrity and bad decision making for 20
I'm not being
years.
held. I'm not being held
Mediocrity?
captive at all. Like
Well,
I'm
less
not
than
being-
mediocrity.
Had some respect for mediocrity.
We have never been the worst team in the NBA until this season.
What?
You know,
That's
and-
the bar.
no. Well, regardless,
not
I'm just saying. Like
30th.
I don't.
Golf
I
clap.
don't.
What happened, Mars?
Well,
This
They
is-
weren't the
this
worst
is an
team in the
this is an
league. That's worth a golf
intervention.
clap.
This is an intervention.
what I'm saying is y'all are worried about all the wrong stuff. Okay, don't worry
No,
about
I'm
me.
not. Ron, hold
always-
on. Because Ox is doing this nonsense. Ron,
I'ma always
do
be
you
all
want
right,
to see?
right.
Do you want to see Cameron Boozer have to ruin his career in Sacramento?
Oh, please,
Why-
no. That doesn't help my propaganda at all.
Think about
Why
what
would-
happened. He's
why
going to
would
be
he
really
What
ruin
if
good.
he saves it?
He's
Yup,
not going to
yup.
save that franchise as long as Fivish is there. As long as that
So
ownership
you
is there, they're not
so you
they're not
guys
doing
don't-
anything.
So you guys don't think none of these prospects right now, the
Okay,
best
Swipe.
draft class in the last 10 years,
LeBron,
can come and help the
LeBron
Kings?
couldn't
Honestly,
save that
Swipe,
team.
what is the problem in Sacramento? Please.
They
Say it
make
with your chest.
terrible decisions. They are
Who makes
inept.
terrible decisions though?
The
Because they have
leaders.
changed. But they
The
have changed leaders.
leadership.
They've gone
No,
from
he's
Vlade
still
to
there.
It
Monty
wasn't-
McNair. They've
It
changed.
wasn't the
He's
leader.
still there.
It wasn't the leadership that
Who
decided
is
to
he?
take
It
the
is the
ball.
leaders. The leaders suck.
No. Listen, it wasn't the leaders that decided to take the ball out of Foxy's hands and make him disgruntled and want to go to San Antonio. That was Mike ballhead ass Brown that ruined a good thing. We had a good thing.
He got the
going.
ball in Jalen Brunson's hands. Maybe
We had-
De'Aaron just wasn't good enough.
No.
Mars.
We had a
The
good
fact that
thing.
De'Aaron
Swiper.
Fox is the best player they've had
We just
in 20
listen. Bro.
years.
We had a good
That's not an
thing
issue.
going. No, well, he's not.
better than
we did
Boogie.
we did have DeMarcus, so please relax. But anyways, like I was saying, there was no reason to take the ball out of De'Aaron Fox's hands and make him watch DeMar DeRozan dribble the ball at the top of the key for 10 seconds.
Y'all
That wasn't
traded for
vivid.
DeMar. Or signed DeMar, rather.
I
You
don't-
signed
that's
DeMar
not
knowing
the-
what he
that's
was.
not the
How
point. That's
DeMar
not the
plays
point.
basketball.
That's not see, but
I'm
y'all
trying to
see,
understand
see,
why
see
would
what
you
I'm
add
saying.
him to the roster? Why would you add him to the roster?
Swiper,
Wait,
you would be a
that's not
terrible
my
coach.
point that the leaders added him to the
DeMar
roster.
DeRozan
Swiper,
without
you would be
prime
a
Michael
terrible
Jordan.
coach.
Give me the ball, bro.
And no, yeah, but he wouldn't get.
Oh
He
my
would. That's not the
God.
point. Y'all would be terrible coaches. Y'all would be terrible.
I would
coaches.
never have DeMar
Terrible
on my
coaches.
team.
Me
You would be.
neither.
Matter of fact-
You would
matter
never
of fact-
trust if you're the coach. You would be a terrible coach.
I would never have DeMar on my team. to
You would
begin
be a
with.
terrible coach. You would be a terrible
remember
coach.
Penn,
That's what I'm
last year
saying.
he was like, just give the ball to Jamar and clear out. Give the ball to Jamar and clear out. You would say that all the time. You said
Oh
that.
yeah,
Who said that?
Debo coming. We chain snatching.
No, that's
Exactly.
not.
Debo's
That's
coming.
not what.
Debo.
That's
Debo.
not. See, y'all don't understand ball because that's not what I was saying. You can still cook without him without him standing at the top of the key dribbling the ball for 15 seconds. I expect y'all to understand ball when we're
How
talking
else
about
does he
this.
play? Damian, Mars, tell me, how else does he play? I've been watching him for 15 years. How else does he play? He's an
It's
ISO
not
player.
about that. You got to if that's what the team
talking about.
if that's the team constructed offense and you put him in that offense, but you can run it, you can play other
That's
ways.
his
Like
play
you don't
style,
have to.
dog. He doesn't do different
You
things.
keep talking about his play style. I'm talking about the offense. Like if you,
But why would
you don't have to
why
just-
would you add him to the roster and ask him to be an off-ball player?
Because that's what you need. That's what you need him to do. That's why you would.
Demar's
ask him
not an
to do
off-ball
that.
That's not his skill set. He don't
Any
do
look,
that.
look.
Everyone
Okay, well,
can't be Bruce Brown and Aaron Gordon. People
It's
can't
not
just
about-
do that.
it's not about him. It's not about about him being Bruce Brown. So you guys gotta think about basketball and understand that he doesn't
Now we got to
just
think
being
about
off
basketball.
ball.
He's asking why DeMar DeRozan's not playing off ball, but I got to think about basketball.
Yeah, well, it's not necessarily just playing off ball. It's like y'all
You know how
have
crazy
one,
wrong
y'all
you
have
have to be
y'all
to have
have
me
one.
siding with Swiper this month.
Y'all have
Jesus
y'all
Christ.
have one, well, no, because you guys both just don't understand how basketball. That's why y'all will be terrible coaches. Like I said, because you
we
don't-
wouldn't put DeMar
because it's
DeRozan
not
in the
it's not
corner
it's
and
not
ask
either,
him to
it's-
cut.
I didn't
Okay.
say put him off ball on the corner. What I'm saying is it's not just off ball or on ball. Those aren't the two options. Those aren't the
Well,
only
you
two options.
technically,
in basketball.
and you are either on or off the basketball.
Give me the third option.
Yes,
Above
technically,
ball, below
I'm talking
ball.
about. I'm talking about basketball. I'm not
On
talking about.
bench, In
I'm
crowd.
not talking about. I'm not talking about these. See, Ron, you got me up here with two dudes that only know how to
Now,
look at
Ron
basketball
knows
on
all
the-
about
on
that
a- on
off
paper.
ball on bench. He knows all about that.
You know what I'm saying, Ron? You know what I'm saying, Ron? Like you got me up here with two dudes that only know how to look at basketball on paper. You know what I'm saying?
That's not true at all. That's not true at all.
They can only technically see that you either have the ball or you
that's
don't
the
have the
third
ball.
option on paper.
Ox, you would
On
actively
ball,
tell us
off
the
ball,
reason why
on
the Kings
paper.
is going to be all right is because you got Debo. You said that. None of us.
Yeah, and
I told you against that. I warned you about Debo. I told you about it.
In fact, Swiper, we were doing fine until Malik got hurt, until Trey Lyles got hurt.
No, that's not what happened.
In fact, we're doing fine.
That team was always going to be mid. That team was always going to be mid. And matter of fact, you're changing the story about why De'Aaron Fox left. De'Aaron Fox left. Look at me. Because your trash organization had only won 3 playoff games in 7 years. That's why he left. Because your bad decision making, bad GM,
got hurt
bad ownership. Times. The best thing about your team was the coaches. The best thing about your team was coaching. That's the best thing that your team had. That's the best thing your team had. So you're blaming the coaching.
Still the best thing.
Your leaders.
That's not true at all.
Shout out Doug.
Mike Brown is the best thing to walk into your building in 20 years. Since Mike Malone left, he's the best thing to walk into your building.
Anyway, Swiper, if you understand basketball, you understand.
Yeah, the greatest offense of all time.
You know what I'm saying?
Wait, I wonder what happened. What was the thing that led to that? Oh, that was Mike Brown. That's interesting. And then you went to the playoff, and your guy, Sabonis, stunk. He sucked. He was getting outplayed by Kevon Looney. That's what happened. That's why you lost that series. That's why De'Aaron left. De'Aaron left because he said, I can't win with him if my number.
Then why did he wait 2 years? Why did he wait for two playoffs? Why did he wait for 2 years? Why did he wait for 2 years? Why did he wait for 2 years? Like, that don't even make no sense. That's not true.
He was like,
that's not true.
I believe. You know what? I'm gonna give it. I believe Sabonis is gonna be better. The problem is Sabonis didn't get better. Didn't get better. He sucked in the playoff when it mattered the most, and then he sucked in the play-in. He sucked. He was terrible. So then you saying keep this player around, even though you know he's not going to win you anything. That's not a foundational pillar. That's a role player on another team that already got people in place, and he's your best player. That's the problem. I'm trying to have
no idea what you're talking about.
I have every idea what I'm talking about. How would I?
You have no idea what you're talking about.
What am I missing on?
You have no idea what you're talking about.
What am I missing?
Everything you just said is just straight narrative shit. It's just straight narrative.
How is it narrative? Wait, Marsh, hold on, Mark, because if you up here, Marsh, did Sabonis fact?
Yo, Ron, could you stop letting Swiper run the show? Like, could you stop letting this nigga just bounce subject to subject? He always do this shit and get the yelling. He's a fucking character.
I would say
it's like watching a cartoon with this.
I don't know if he's better. I would say
all right.
He's not.
Everybody's frustrated right now. Everybody's frustrated right now. Let's just go ahead and go to a happy place where everybody can regain their composure and have something to be proud about. And that's Splash Sports. You know, the thing about it is we're talking about the Kings today. And it's unfortunate because, well, they're not going to be here for the playoffs and they're not going to be competitive. But we need to talk about the NBA playoffs because the season is heating up and the playoffs are right around the corner. And now is your chance to get in on the action before things really get heated and things really, really, really get popping in the NBA. You see, Quick Picks on Splash Sports is the one and only DFS game that you've been waiting for. This isn't you versus some algorithm. This isn't you versus some sports book. It's you versus other real sports fans. Real competition, real skill, and the playing field is completely leveled out on Splash Sports, which means you get bigger payouts and you have more ways to win. You see, it's just your picks versus their picks. Your amazing picks versus their trash picks. It's so easy and it's so fun. We're going to show you guys how to do it right here, right now. And I got a little treat for you guys. I got a special treat. We, Player's Choice, have a 50% Victor Wembanyama boost right here today. So Big Ox, go ahead and click that boost. Let's go ahead and get that locked in. Wemby boost right there. You see 50%. We just applied that, which means we are going to rock with not just Wemby, but we're going to rock with that game, the Spurs game today. So can you type in the San Antonio Spurs? Spurs versus the Suns, fellas. We got 3 picks. Let's find the 3 best picks with the Spurs and the 3 best picks with the Suns.
One of them has to be Wemby, right?
Has to be Wemby. So what do we want to rock with Wemby?
Less.
Less.
Then take more.
Yeah, I object.
Okay, so take more then. There you go. It's only 2 options.
Wimby picks, y'all. What we thinking with Wimby? PRA? Hold on, wait. We
What's
got a
the
double
thing?
double for Wimby?
Yeah, I think that's what I'm reading. Yep.
I like the stocks. I love the stocks.
3.5. Yeah, that's not bad.
Mm-hmm.
Any other
So we
suggestions?
Are we taking 3.5 stocks then?
That's where I'm at.
His points and rebounds are at 34.5, but the rebounds and the points and assists seem more likely at 26.5. And then assisted rebounds is 14.5. I kind of like that one too.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so assist and rebounds are
I like
stocks. Pin, which one would you rock with?
Assists.
All right, assist and rebounds. We going more on assist and rebounds for Victor Wembanyama. Dave, man, talk to me.
I was actually going to go with less on the assists and rebounds.
Less?
Mhm.
All right, Mars was right. I'm sorry, Mars. We're going less on Wemby today.
It's okay.
What's your guy, Keldon Johnson, giving you today? What's his look like? Can you give me a couple
Buckets.
threes?
He's giving you buckets.
11 and a half points.
He gonna get that.
Yeah, I like that. Straight points.
All right. All right, we rocking with Keldon. We got one for Wemby. We got one for Keldon. We have to pick 2 players on different teams, which means let's go over to the Suns and see exactly who they got for us. Book back tonight?
Yeah. You should go Royce O'Neal threes. I don't know what it's at, but Royce O'Neal threes.
Jalen Green.
Oh no, he's gonna try to dunk on Wemby. He's gonna embarrass himself. Two and a half? Yeah, Royce O'Neal gonna make 2.5 threes.
Mm-hmm.
There it is, y'all. We got Royce O'Neal threes. That rounds out our 3 picks. Victor Wembanyama, points and assists, or rebounds and assists. We going less on that. Royce O'Neal, we're going more than 3 threes, or 3 threes, 2.5 more. And that's exactly how we looking today. We also got Keldon Johnson, more than 11.5 points. I want to remind you guys, and I want to make it very clear when I tell you guys this about Splash Sports. Remember, guys, Quick Picks on Splash is the only DFS game where you're playing against other players, like real people. You're not playing against the house. You're not playing against bots. You're not playing against a sports books. You are playing against other people. And what does that mean? That means that you don't have to have a perfect entry to win some Splash cash. All you have to do is get more picks right than the other opponents, and you walk away winning money. It's as simple as that. One wrong pick doesn't kill your contest, but it also gets better than that. You see, Splash has the highest multipliers in DFS. You can win up to 50 times what you put in. That's a 50 times multiplier on a 6-leg entry. So why would you play anywhere else? You're essentially leaving money on the table if you don't go with Splash Sports. So if you're ready to compete, if you're ready to get in the winner's circle, use code CHOICE on Splash Sports, and you will get a free $50 deposit when you play your first 5. Yes, I said it right. I didn't stumble over my words, and I didn't stutter. You get $50 when you play just 5. The link is in the description. Let's see what you're made of, and I hope to see you in the winner's circle just like us. All right, fellas. Damian, I didn't get a chance to ask you. You're the Sacramento Kings. You have the number 1 overall pick. What do you want to do?
Like I said before, I think they got to sort out the point guard position. Maybe we're overthinking this. If they get the number 1 pick and Darren Peterson's there, I think you take him. I think they need a point guard, especially in the West. I'm a fan of Kingston Flemings as well, and Mikael Brown Jr. Just bigger wings, between sort of 6'4", 6'6". A lot of length, can score the basketball. I think it's a perfect prototype to have. So I wouldn't be mad if they took any of those guys. But we're probably overthinking it, man. Like if they get the number 1 pick and Darren Peterson's there, they're going to take him. I think he's going to go to Sacramento, and he's going to be the building block for them.
What's wrong with him?
It's a great question.
Hamstring issues.
It's just load managing.
He's load managing.
I mean,
he's 18 and load managing already.
I just don't think he's 100% healthy. He probably shouldn't be playing at all.
Did you guys see that yesterday when he shot the 3 and then he tapped the coach to come out?
I know a freshman who's not load managing. He even played 40 minutes for his team. Seems like a real dog.
Yeah, I don't know. Darren's interesting because I don't think he's fully healthy, but like the talent is evident. But there's also concerns of how he's been playing this year, even when he does play. So it's like, well, I don't know. I don't think the number 1 pick is clear cut. I do think it's going to come down to preference and whose upside you believe you can attain more. I'm pretty sure Camboose is going to be 3 regardless. I don't think he's going to go number 1. No matter
Mars, is there any way that A-Cup moves up ahead of some of these people? Like he just has to.
The highest I could see Darius going would be 5, and I think a team would have to be optimistic. I think the top 4 are probably set in stone, but he could be the. I don't view Darren as a point guard, so I think Darius could be the first point guard off the board potentially. I'm still on Team Kingston. I think Kingston's the best point guard in the draft. Mikael Brown has been picking up recently, making his threes, and then everything else,
picking it up's an understatement.
Yeah, and everything else, everything else that was alluring about him is still there. So like he's another one. Obviously, you got Keaton. Is it Wagler or Keaton Wagler, right? He's interesting. Like there's a lot of good point guards in this draft. Like you don't need a top 3 pick to get a great point guard in this draft. But my biggest concern with Darius is just how does he work defensively in the league. But at the end of the day, you have someone you can initiate offense at this high of a level, and you can score from all over the floor. You're not the most athletically inclined, but like that's a gifted offensive player. I think if you get Darius at like 8, that's a great return in my opinion. So yeah,
Mars, my only problem with Darius, and this is in comparison to the other top 3 point guards, so Kingston and Mikael Brown, when you look at them, and I hate to have to compare prospects because each prospect is individually unique. But when I look at these 2 guys, I know they're not going to have a problem getting into the paint. They get into the paint at will. They have that burst. They have that NBA speed. They have that NBA quickness. They have that elite downhill, ability. Darius, he's not as quick as I would like him to be. He has trouble. Swiper, just go look at the film. He doesn't have trouble scoring. He just has trouble getting to the hoop, and he has trouble blowing by guys.
Don't you think his ball handling compensates for him getting into the paint though?
It does. The thing about Darius is when you cut him off, he has a great step back, and he has a great ability to change direction and then get to a mid-range shot or to a pull-up. He actually prefers that you cut him off. And I think part of it is because he's used to people he's used to getting downhill and people cutting him off. So now he knows how to play off of that. However, the ability to not have to be able to get to a step back or get to secondary moves and just blow by my defender like how Kingston does or how Mikael Brown Jr. does, I would prefer that in my point guard. I would prefer my point guard to be able to get into the paint at will and not have to do extra moves to be able to get to what they're trying to get to. That's my only pushback to Darius. But you see a dude score 49, I'm obviously just nitpicking.
Yeah, that's why I have Keaton and Darius slightly below, but he's still great.
I do have a scenario here. Sacramento Kings get the number 1 pick. The Indiana Pacers get the number 4 pick. Indiana desperately wants AJ or Darren. Maybe Sacramento is willing to make a trade. Trade down to number 4. Take Caleb Wilson.
What could they get?
Bet on upside.
They got to give us Hallie back.
No, not Hallie. but you could get Andrew Nemhard, maybe, and Aaron Nesmith, and dump DeMar's contract. I think that's the type of deal that has to get you thinking at least.
Wait, say that again.
I would not.
I'm not trading the number one pick in this
Neesmith?
draft. I'm gonna be honest.
Oh, I heard Nemhard.
Come back to win it all.
Nemhard, Neesmith, and 4 for number 1 and DeMar.
Nemhard
Nemhard
and
and
Smith
Neesmith?
Mars.
Yeah.
Hey.
I don't think the
I'm
Pacers
not-
do
I'm
that.
I'm not
I don't
trading
think
the
the
number
Pacers
one
do that.
pick
to
in
win it
this-
all.
I'm not trading the number one pick in this draft. That's where I'm at.
Look,
Indiana's
wanna
not
do
getting off
that,
2 starters.
they don't need to get off 2. They only need to get off of 1.
I mean, instead of Neesmith, we can explore Jarrett
Come
Walker
on home, buddy.
and a future
Come on
Andrew
home.
second or something. But like, I think Andrew
Come on
Nemhard
home,
solves
buddy.
your point guard problem. Look, man, I don't leave anything past the Kings. That's why I said Ben Sturz number 1 overall pick, because I really wouldn't be that surprised if they did it. Okay, they
Oh,
are
you're
a
trolling.
truly
You know I'm doing
insane.
that.
I'm not even trolling, man. I'm not even
You are
trolling.
absolutely
Y'all
trolling.
have devoted back-to-back lottery picks on 23-year-olds. At this point, I think y'all think that the lottery picks have an age limit.
So you think
Like-
you think we shouldn't have drafted Tyrese? You think we
No,
shouldn't have drafted Davion?
Tyrese Halliburton was a perfectly fine pick. I didn't really have any strong opinions about Tyrese coming into the draft. Like, I didn't think he was great.
Should we
or
not
whatever.
have drafted Tyrese and Davion?
Tyrese Halliburton was a 4-year player.
Should we
He
not
was
have drafted
two,
him?
I
Just
think.
simple.
I'm not
Should we
arguing with Tyrese. I'm arguing with Davion. Yes, I was very against Davion Mitchell pick at the time. I had him ranked as a 15th or 16th player on my board.
Okay, but
I
in
thought it was
hindsight,
insane to
was that
pick
a
him.
bad pick in hindsight?
Of course.
Davion had really good minutes with us. Really
Oh
good
my
games
goodness.
for us.
Ox, once again, y'all dumped him. Y'all
I
dumped him and
understand
got
that. I'm
zero
asking-
value back on his rookie deal.
Okay.
Anytime you trade a top 10 pick before the rookie contract,
did he do what we needed him to do for us?
no, absolutely
Okay.
not.
Okay. All right.
I wasn't that high on Davion, but I think Davion's been better than I thought he would be. That's kind of why I'm at. But I
After
wasn't
his
that
Kings
high.
career, yes, he has been fine.
But even though the defense stuff was there in Sacramento, it was just like offensively he still had like a little ways to go. Well, a lot of ways to go, but I don't think he was terrible. Like,
Davion,
I don't know who
Davion
else.
did more than
I don't know who they should. I don't know like who they should have taken. That was like obvious at the time. I don't want to be like, oh well, this guy turned into an all-star at pick
Jalen
22.
Johnson, man.
I like Jalen Johnson, but he didn't play his freshman year. So it's like I'm not going to be mad at a team for not taking a guy who didn't play.
I mean, Alperen Şengün was there. Trey Murphy was there. Jalen Johnson was there. I'm not saying you would reach for Santi Aldama this early, but these are guys that were at least in that sphere, man. I, at this point, would say Darion Sharp has been.
Well,
a
Trey Murphy
significantly better
was
player.
the thing that you don't like. Wasn't Trey Murphy a 4-year player?
Trey Murphy was an older player, yes.
So like that just sounds like hindsight talking. It's the same
But
thing.
hold
It is
up.
hindsight. He had to go look up the draft to remember all the people that we didn't pick and still.
That was Austin Reeves got picked up that draft, right?
Austin Reeves was undrafted
Well,
that year.
I mean,
but
yeah, after.
Yeah, he was in that draft. Yeah.
Mhm.
But like Şengün was the
It wasn't even
MVP.
on
I
his
believe he was the MVP in Turkey. So like, yeah, if you did your due diligence, maybe you believed in Şengün. Jalen Johnson was someone who I liked, but he didn't play. So it's like there's not much for people to go off. It's like when I like Shaden Sharp as well. Shaden Sharp didn't play. Jalen Johnson played like 10 games at Duke. Like it's not like there was a whole lot to go off of him. And then Trey Murphy was an older player, like you said. And Davion was like one of the best players in the country now.
You've seen what he did at Baylor. I mean,
Yeah, like so I don't know. I don't think it's like it was a terrible decision at the time they made it. Especially when like the picks after. I know Zaire Williams was the next pick. I know that. Like it's not like there was great options there.
Zaire was at Stanford.
Zaire Williams.
Sire
Yeah,
was worse.
yeah. Zaire Williams, and then I think it was Josh Primo, James Bouknight, Chris Duarte. Like
That
it
really
was,
just wasn't a good draft.
the picks
That was-
after
Whoa,
Davion
whoa, whoa.
just
Moses Moody was 14th. Like why are we doing
Moses
this thing?
Moody. What?
Yeah, but it's like
Nobody.
I'm gonna
want
be honest.
Moses Moody.
I don't think anyone was
Moses Moody
entertaining
was a better,
Moses
is a
over
better
Davion.
But see,
player
this
today
is what I'm
than
saying.
Davion Mitchell.
But I
This
don't
is what
think
I'm
anyone
saying,
was
Pete.
entertaining Moses over Davion at the time.
That's
either.
not
This
true.
is- this
Whoa,
is-
whoa, whoa, whoa.
I
We're not
still-
gonna do
I
that.
still
I don't
don't
think
know
many- I
how
don't
Moses
think
is
many
better than
people
Davion.
were.
That's not
I
true.
don't think
Moses
many people
wasn't
were.
better.
No,
He doesn't.
I'm talking about
he might be-
today. I
I
still
know.
don't think Moses is better than Davion.
He's
I know
not.
he might.
He's
He
not.
might.
I
He
don't
might.
think
He
he
might be
is.
better in a workout
Mm.
around cones, but you put him on the court, you want
Oh
Davion.
my god.
This is
There were
this is
people
even
who
more.
had
This
Moses
is even
Moody
more
as
to
high
my
as
point.
7.
This is even more to my
Oh,
point
shout
where
out to them,
Penn,
shout out to them.
where
Okay.
it's not as obvious as Penn is trying to make it, because if you realize Penn had to go look this up to start naming names, because once again you're a basketball
bum?
knower on paper. You know what I mean?
Listen.
You didn't even you have to
Oh,
go
wow.
through you have to go
You're
through
not
all
going
of
to
this.
talk to me. You're not going to talk down
I'm
to
gonna
my
talk
draft
to you
expertise
however I
because
want to
I
talk to you.
actually work at this.
You work. That's
You are
fine.
a
Good job.
lazy
Congratulations.
analyst.
Congratulations.
We not as
You
lazy as
don't
you, buddy.
as much work as you as
talking
much
to
work
Ron
as
or
you want to
Ox?
put in.
No,
As
I'm
he's
talking to
talking to
Ox.
me, as much work as you want to put in, you still don't know what
Respect
you're
me,
talking
Swiper.
about. You had to go in there and look up this and pretend like it was
You
coming
tried
off the
to put
dome,
DeMar
and we
DeRozan
know.
off the ball. I
and
don't
we
know what I'm
know.
talking about.
I didn't
You were
try to
to
do anything. I'm not the coach. You know what I'm saying? Like
And I got
that's a part of it.
$10. Who you taking? Who you taking? Ox or Penn?
Come on, man. I wouldn't even entertain
All
the,
I know
the
is that
measly
this-
in
spittles.
what?
What's up, Damien?
The eighth
And
player in this
everything.
draft. All I know is like the eighth player in this draft might be a number one pick in another draft, man. Like
This draft is
every
The
day I'm
research
going back
they
and
draft
forth.
for sure.
No,
This
Yeah,
draft is
research
absolutely
just
not.
crazy, man.
And Mars, the best player in the draft going to be like what? Like pick number 30, 29, 28?
No, it's wherever Kambuza gets picked, so 30. But no, but this draft is going to be. I think this draft is going to be great. I don't know who's going to go where. I'm pretty sure the top 2 is going to be Darren and AJ, depending on whatever team. Cam's going to be 3, Caleb's going to be 4. I'm pretty sure on that. But 5, like there are a bunch of directions it could go. I'm on Team Kingston, but there's a bunch of directions it could go. And then obviously you got Darius, you got Mikael Brown, you got Kean Wagler. Like there's a
Native
bunch
Mid
of
starting to
names
hoop now too.
He
Not
is,
saying that he'll
yeah.
go that high, but
Oh,
he's
as
starting.
well.
You know, like I've mentioned this a lot. Like the transition from high school to college is harder than the transition from the college to the NBA. It's a completely different beast when you're playing against dudes that are 5'10" and like are about to go on to be English majors or all of that, as opposed to playing against legit D1 athletes.
Yo, we haven't even gotten to
6'11"
Cameron
center.
Carr. We haven't even talked about Cameron Carr on the show.
Cameron
I think
Carr or Cohen Carr?
Cameron Carr. Cameron
You
from
just
Baylor.
you're just boosting Baylor.
Oh,
probably.
He's on my.
He's a good player.
Have we talked
He's a good
about
player,
Koa
man.
yet as well?
I mean, your voice going up high for a reason.
Man,
He's a good player.
Wait,
have I missed on a Baylor athlete? I'm trying to understand. I haven't missed on one.
Davion, we were
Cameron
just
Carr's
we were
not
just
viewed
talking about
more-
No, he
Davion.
played on
more
your
as a better
team,
prospect
and
than
your team
Sunday,
ruined
for
him.
example. So I don't know,
We
but like
picked him.
they're interesting. You also got like the bigs. You got Badunga, Gongba. Like there's some. This draft is interesting, man. I don't know. This draft is interesting. I don't know. There's a lot of options. Like you get the 9th pick, you can come away with someone who really helps your team. So just gotta do your due diligence.
NBA, one last thing signing off. I do want to say these guys have been through enough. They've been through so much turmoil. Fumble pick after fumble pick, coach after coach, longest playoff drought that we've seen in a very long time. NBA, do the right thing. Just give the Sacramento Kings the number 1 pick. You could do this one thing in the most stacked draft,
You're
in the
trying to
most
ruin
loaded
someone's
draft.
career. You're trying to ruin.
Just
someone's
just do them one favor. Can you do the, hey, can you place it in their lap? Can you spoon feed the Sacramento
Hey,
Kings?
What happens when you
Take
give
care
somebody
of
with
your-
when you give somebody with no financial skills at all $1 million? They go broke in 3-4 years. That's exactly what the
Okay.
Kings would do with Boozer.
6 months. We give him 6 months.
If that, yeah.
That happens with these NBA players all the time. So regardless what team they go to, so just have fun with it. See what happens.
Yeah, they get the number 1 pick. Whoever they take, their career is not going to go how people want it to.
Damn. Well, Sacramento Kings fans, hold your head high. You guys will more than likely have a top 5 pick, so there's hope there. However, fellas, let's get into these crunch time chats. People have sent through money, so we're going to talk about the Game Time app and why this is the best place to be if you're trying to actually get into the stadium. You see, with Game Time, it's a couple things that you need to know. The first thing that you need to know is that they have the best prices available. Yes, you get the ultimate value with the Game Time app. You know, like I go to Portland Trailblazers games pretty often. And for me to get into the arena, I typically am looking for the best value and the best price versus, you know, where I'm going to be sitting at. And the cool thing about it is they have the lowest prices guaranteed. Like if you find a better ticket price, Game Time will actually credit you 110% of the difference. Yes, that is the lowest price is guaranteed. Also, the cool thing about it is not only do they give you the lowest prices, but you'll be able to see the seats that you're going to sit in before you actually buy them. They have a panoramic view in their app, which allows you to look around the arena and see exactly what your seat is, what it looks like, and the view from exactly where you're going to be sitting at. Oh, and last but not least, they have last minute deals on tickets right up until the start of the event. So it could be 5 minutes before tip off, and I can jump into the Game Time app and grab my seats at the lowest prices guaranteed. So here's what you guys need to do. Go ahead and download that Game Time app and use code PLAYERS for 20% off of your first purchase. They have the easiest way to get last minute tickets. Get in the game right now using code PLAYERS, and you will get 20% off of your first purchase. We'll see you guys in Portland. All right, fellas. It is the crunch time chats.
I can't wait, bro. Where we going? Where we going in Portland, bro? What's the sites we gonna be seeing?
The Motor
Where you gonna
Center.
take us?
I mean, Ox actually is the tour guide since he lives in Portland. So, where are you taking us, Ox?
Got a couple spots lined up. We'll see.
It's gonna be a good time.
I'm serious. There's a lot of spots out here. A lot of cool little hangouts, and I know what everybody likes to do, so I'll figure it out.
Yeah. Well, what I do know is that the live show is gonna be 5:30. It's gonna be around that time. We'll have the live show. We'll do the meet and greet, and then we'll go watch the Blazers kick the Clippers' ass. That's what we're gonna do. Y'all, your only way to get tickets from this is through the link in the bio. Through the link in the bio, you'll have a couple different ticket options for you, but ultimately you will get to watch us live and in person. You'll get to have a meet and greet with us, and then we'll have a post-game fan experience. It's going to be a hell of a time, y'all. You don't want to miss the first live panel show where the crowd has an opportunity to participate. This is going to be a good one, y'all. Make sure you get your tickets, and make sure you get your tickets ASAP. All right, fellas, crunch time chats. Let's go ahead and get into it. The first crunch time chat that I got today is from Tupac Westside. Hey, yo, Tupac, shout out to you, man. You stay engaged with the show. You stay locked in. You stay sending through dope-ass super chats. And this is the first one. Not necessarily basketball related, but basketball related. Tupac Westside said, "Morning, fellas. To anyone who plays, how's my career on this year's 2K? I usually wait till after the trade deadline and buyout market before starting. No spoilers, please." Is anybody on 2K? Is anybody on my career?
Nope.
It's okay.
It's okay.
You
So
play Mark?
What does it mean by no spoilers? Why would you ask and say no spoilers?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I don't know how you want me to describe it if I can't tell you like kind of what happens. But
You can just tell them it's good or bad.
you start in
That's no
high school, you
spoiler.
get to the NBA. There you go. You start in high school, you get to the NBA through an unorthodox path. And no matter what you do, you're destined to be a second round pick. I think that's kind of relevant. You could average
These are
90
all
points, you're gonna
spoilers.
go second round. No, but I didn't tell him what happened in the story. I just said you start in high school and you're gonna go in the second round. So yeah, go average 150 points per game. They're gonna make you a second round pick. So
everybody in here saying in the chat, they're saying it's pretty much the same.
I can't remember all of the last 2Ks, but
Hey, I did. I will say, Mars. I started playing 2K like a couple weeks ago because I don't have time for video games a lot anymore. I've been playing Brawlhalla. It's like a free game you can play, by the way, on Xbox. Have you ever played that, Mars? I'm not sure if you're familiar.
no,
with that.
but
Like
I know of it.
Super Smash Brothers. Yeah. I played 2K, brother. SGA on that game, 100% middies. 100%.
Yeah, it's a realistic game. Yeah, it's a realistic game.
Yeah, bro. I literally, bro. I caught this every play. Every play was like this. Dub, get in the corner. I'm like, step back, green. He's cold, bro.
Yeah, shooting is crazy easy on this 2K. But yeah, I don't remember. I will say my career story is so mid to me that I've been playing NBA 2K17. So I've gone back by 9 years. So there you go. That should maybe answer the question.
Damn.
All right. The next super chat that we got, it just came in from JRS Prince. JRS Prince said, random fun fact. The last NBA team to win a game without making a single three-point shot, they were 0 for 9, was the Miami Heat, February 5th, 2016.
You know what's funny, Mars?
Damn.
I think the Nuggets in last year, this year, I want to say they scored, and somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, I think they might have made 2 or 3 threes and scored over like 120 points, I want to say. So, like, it can happen. You could still have really elite offense without it. It's just, obviously, that's a...
They're just going to make one in the game. Like, that's just not going to... At least one. But, like, I remember it was the Knicks and the Magic last year. The Knicks made, like, 4 threes and they blew Orlando out. So, like, you can win without making a bunch of threes. But over the course of 48 minutes, one is going to go in. So, but I think that might be the last game we ever see where a team... That might be the last game we see. Well, whenever the last game that a team just made 0 threes, probably the last time we saw it. I don't think a team's going to make 0 threes.
Do you think somebody's made 1 3 in the last 2 years?
Let's see. What's crazier is the volume.
What's the lowest on the
9
season?
3-point attempts for the whole season, for the whole game's crazy.
So let's look since 2020. Let's do that. Let's see.
This is actually a fun stat.
I don't think any team has made just 1 3 in a game. 2. Okay, there's been a couple of teams that have made 2 in a game. So you've got the only team that's won since 2020. Memphis won a game where they made 2 threes. They went 2 for 17. They beat the Pistons in 2020. There's been 7 other instances where a team has made 2 threes. They all lost. So there's been 8 games of 2 threes in the last 6 seasons, and that's the lowest there's been. No team has made 1 3 in a game.
That's crazy.
It's not going to happen.
Bad day.
Mars, what's the lowest on this season?
This season,
it's going to be the Raptors, isn't it? Should be.
I'd assume it's you guys or Orlando. Okay, so it's more than 2.
Lakers have some.
Let's see. The lowest this season, 3. Orlando against Chicago. Dallas against Dallas against Minnesota. Orlando against Indiana. Dallas against Philly. So those 2 teams, Orlando and Dallas. And then 4, Orlando again. So yeah, Orlando and Dallas can't shoot. Toronto's lowest this season is 5 against Indiana.
I do remember the 5. Yeah.
So 3 threes. 3 of 24, 3 of 18, 3 of 21, 3 of 18. So
you guys, Penn, I wouldn't expect it to be you guys. You guys actually have a few decent 3-point shooters.
Yeah, Square ones, right?
Quigley, Brandon Ingram, RJ too.
Yeah, but that's honestly, like I talked about it yesterday, how my basketball philosophy has changed. A lot of my philosophy has changed in terms of like 3-point shooting as well, in terms of like what creates good 3-point shooting. Because I keep watching amazing 3-point shooters come to this team and not be good 3-point shooters. So I'm like, what's going on here? That's interesting.
Maybe it's just a little chilly up there, you know?
It's not about the show.
That is what happens. That is what happens.
It could be, you know.
What's your conclusion, Penn? Is it how the shots are being generated, or?
My conclusion is that paint touches and offensive rebounds and pace creates good 3-point shooting and passing talent. Our frequent passers are not necessarily the most conducive to clean looks. Like I remember listening to Chris Paul describe like what great passers do for their shooters, and I'm just like, yeah, our frequent passers don't do that.
I could have told you that a year ago, but at least you've got that.
No, I mean, I think Scotty's amazing as a passer. He doesn't have that lead creation role. So it's like your creation is coming from RJ, IQ, Jakob. None of these guys are like lead initiators. So nobody has the pass usage that they should have on this team. Is basically my conclusion. And then without the paint touches and without the defense having to collapse in the middle for a 7-footer darting down the middle, You don't create the gravity in the middle of the floor to open up the corners. So you can stand a guy in the corner and take all the shots you want. He's not going to be as open, and the passes are not going to be as clean. They're not going to be in his pocket. And also, we burn our guards out massively, overcompensating defensively. See, we are a top 6 defense because we are tryhards. Our team is a very, very big try-hard team. Ingram tries hard. Everyone tries hard. You don't try hard, you don't play on this team. RJ tries hard. He sucks, but he tries hard. So, that's going to burn your legs out on defense too.
Yo, for everybody in here, we got a couple more things that we will touch on during this episode. We just talked about the Magic and their 3-point woes. Well, they have something else that they need to be worried about. Franz Wagner is out indefinitely right now. We'll talk about that with the Magic. Also, Jaylen Brown made a statement calling out other stars to play one-on-one. I want to read that quote, and I just want to hear you guys' thoughts on that. Also, I'll send that to you, Penn. Also, we are going to rank the top 10 franchises. Well, not franchises, front offices on this show right now. We haven't come up with any list, so it's not preset. We're actually going to do it right here live on the show. So we'll go ahead and get into that. But in the meantime, we are still in the crunch time chats. So let's see exactly what the next chat has for us. Randy Ballin 4902 said, propose mitigation to tanking. Number 1, grab the bottom 6 to 8 teams. Number 2, give each an absolute equal chance to get the top pick. Number 3, this disincentivizes tanking to a significant degree and gives the garbage teams a lifeline.
I disagree. I think it makes tanking more prominent.
Absolutely.
Which is getting that 6 to 8?
Yeah, I already said that's what it did when they flattened the odds the first time from 25 to all 3 teams get 14, because now you're giving more teams a chance at getting the number 1 pick. The more you flatten the odds, the more teams are going to tank to get those equal odds at number 1. If 8 teams have equal chance at number 1, why would the Hawks not tank right now? The Hawks don't have their pick, but if they did, why wouldn't the Hawks tank right now? Why wouldn't the Hornets tank right now instead of being the 9-10 spot in the play-in? That just doesn't. You're gonna have 9-10 seeds tanking, because if they're bottom 8, they now have equal chance as the Wizards of getting the number 1 pick. It just makes more tanking. If anything, the worst record in the league should have 100% chance of the number 1 pick. Then you'd only see like 4 teams tank, because only 4 teams really have a chance of having the worst record in the league.
This whole tanking situation to me has been way over talked about this year. Like tanking's always existed. I don't know why it's become such a hot topic of conversation. Like 1984,
good.
The Rockets were putting out intentionally bad teams to get Hakeem in the draft. Like we saw the Philadelphia 76ers go through the process. Like this isn't new. So I don't know why it's become such a hot topic of conversation. Maybe because the draft coming up so good, but tanking has always existed, and not even just in the NBA. It's existed in multiple sports. When you're bad, you get incentivized when you're bad. So, I don't know why we've gotten so far with this, that we're inventing new ways to try and even out the odds when it sort of already existed. Like Houston back in the 80s was the reason why we had the draft lottery in the first place.
In back-to-back years, we've had play-in teams that have won the lottery, which is good. That is good. I think that's cool because, neither Atlanta nor Dallas, in the years that they won the lottery, were trying to be bad teams. So maybe the basketball gods are taking care of something that Adam Silver can't take care of.
Yo,
I don't
Damien.
think these teams are trying to be bad. They just suck and then try to maximize their suckiness.
Which makes 100% sense, Mars.
I'm
like, if you're gonna suck, at least get something from it.
People are like, oh, tanking is bad, but at least they're playing for something. As bad as it may seem, but there's teams that are in the middle of the road right now that are quite literally playing for nothing.
Really?
They're not good enough. The Chicago Bulls have only just recently started tanking because they were playing for nothing. They were literally they were just going through the season playing for absolutely nothing. Memphis and Dallas, before they have committed to the tank, were absolutely playing for nothing. That's 3 teams who have just recently started tanking who were playing for nothing the whole year. The Kings were trash. They were playing for nothing. They were just so bad that they ended up being at the bottom of the league. but they weren't tanking. Now that they're tanking, at least they're playing for something. Let's see what we can get with our pick. Let's see how high our pick can go. Like, it's better to be in that position and competitively lose than lose by accident, but win just enough to get the 9th pick. Like, it's more competitive in the tanking race than the non-tanking race.
I think there's things to be gained by being a decent team. Like, for instance, I think the players on your team become devalued the more you lose. Not always, obviously. Not if you have LeBron or someone like that, but the average player, like a Malik Monk. Malik Monk's value was much higher when Sacramento was lighting the beam than it is today, because he is seen as part of the losing. Domantas Sabonis was seen as maybe a top 15, top 20 player when y'all were lighting the beam. But now it's like he's an albatross contract and Swiper's up here calling him a role player. So I think that that's one thing. The second thing is obviously look at it from the perspective of the team itself, business. You got to sell tickets, man. You can't just be walking out the season.
I will like to say, Ox, to your credit, that Domantas Sabonis in 2022-23, when he finished 7th in MVP voting, I thought he deserved that. He was phenomenal in the regular season. So I understand, like, Domantas has had some runs.
He was better than next year. He was better than next year. So
I mean, that year, wasn't he like 19, 12, and 7 or something like that year? Or
and
like,
then last year he was even.
No, he led the league in triple doubles. I know that he led the league.
He was great that year. He was better.
Yeah,
than
I think he had like
next
65 double doubles or something dumb.
Regardless of that, damn the double doubles. He was better than next year and better the year after that. But you know,
you think he was better in 25 than he was in 24?
Last year, I think Domantas was incredible. I just think we weren't winning games.
Ox is impressed. He shot 40% from 3 on 1.
Did he get DPOY?
I don't give a damn about the 3-point percentage. I wouldn't even know that.
He's shooting for over 40% for the last 3 years.
I'm gonna say 24. I'm gonna say 24 was peak Domantas because he played all 82 and was a two-way player based on his defensive player of the year vote that he got.
In most of those years, he was playing through injuries too. Right. So that's what you're supposed to do.
Let's come back to bite him this.
And
it did absolutely.
By the way, Ron, just to round out the super chat, I don't understand why. Like, there was that idea about the play-in to get the pick, right? That was floated around. Why, if I am Ace Bailey, for example, we know basketball is an egotistic sport, right? Players have their own agendas. They want to get the bag, all these things. If I'm someone like Ace Bailey, why would I try in a play-in game to potentially land a lottery pick that might take my minutes? Like, why would guys do that? I don't understand. I really have no idea why that play-in idea was a thing.
Damian, so like for the players, so I have a few TikTok videos that are about to drop here soon. TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, all of that stuff. Damian, you know about those videos. You do those talking head videos real well. You one of the best in the industry, you know. It's like Drenched, you Drench, you know. However, I have a 4-part series dropping. I got a 4-part series dropping. And I'm essentially telling everybody why tanking is actually good for the NBA.
Oh, God.
And one of the things that I said, one of the reasons why I said tanking is good for the NBA is because it's for the players. For some players, like tanking actually. So let's just take a guy like Keegan Murray, for instance. He's over there in the Kings drowning in poverty right now. He's drowning in a lack of talent. He's drowning in a direction that they can go. They are lacking a direction. If they get Darren Peterson, Kingston, or if they get Darren Peterson or AJ, now Keegan Murray has a running mate. Now he has somebody to look forward to. He has a direction. Now he has another guy that he can get busy with for the next 5 to 10 years. Let's say it's the Wizards just got 2-star players, so I'm gonna leave them out of this. Let's say it's the Brooklyn Nets, for instance. Michael Porter Jr. shouldn't be mad at, and like he probably won't be there for the remaining for a long time. But let's just say he would be, for instance, if they were to get Darren Peterson or if they were to get Cam Boozer. Now MPJ has somebody else that he can now win with. He has somebody he can look forward to. He has a new face of the franchise along with him that he can build with. So for certain players, they actually should be happy that their team is tanking. To me,
I can get with that.
That's so disappointing.
I can see it from that angle. Yeah,
so disappointing to hear this take.
The point of the game is to win. The point of the game is to win championships.
Yeah, you're not
Not
winning.
for every franchise.
It should be though, Swiper. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's the problem. Is it should be.
You think the
You
Kings
should be
are making moves to win championships the last 20 years?
I think they should be, but I think the Kings want to be competitive. I just think that they have a terribly run front office.
Spot, but this is hilarious coming from you. Y'all weren't even relevant in the league until 4 or 5 years ago. Stop acting like you come from.
They weren't competitive.
No. Hold on. Stop acting like all of us like
they actually were competitive
Denver,
in every decade.
Stop acting like Denver has some just prestigious track record, bro. Stop. That's not you with this smug attitude that you're trying.
They were competitive in the 80s.
With this smug attitude, you're trying to act like
in the 2000s.
You're trying
to
act
also
like
were the
y'all
number
have.
3 seed in 2012, 2013.
Stop the bullshit, Swiper. Stop it. You've been lying to the people.
They've been lying to the people. They've been good in every decade.
What I'm saying is stop acting like y'all have some.
70s,
and we were bad. We were bad in the 2010s.
I mean, you were bad in the 2002.
I mean, yeah, the end of it, yeah. We were better than y'all before that. We were better than y'all in the 90s.
You were not better. You weren't better than Nuggets in it. When did your franchise come
either way, Swiper. What I'm saying is stop trying to act like you like the Denver Nuggets have some prestigious track record. But that's what I'm trying to say.
Do you know what I said about the Byron?
You talk like 23 wasn't some anomaly for y'all. Y'all not no winning franchise like that.
Do you know what I was saying about the Byron Scott days? I don't care
what you're saying about the Byron Scott.
I wanted
what I'm saying is stop trying to act like you have some prestigious track record over there in Denver.
The difference between the
difference is y'all got a championship and now you're acting like y'all are somebody. Y'all are nobodies. Absolutely nobody.
They've been contenders for 5 years.
I'm talking to Swiper. That's what I said, Pin. You're not listening. If you're not going to listen, stay out of it. If you're not going to listen, stay out of it. That's what I said, Pin.
Who you think you're talking
I'm talking to you, ass.
Now you talking.
I'm talking to your ass. When I said,
I don't think you really know who you're talking to, though.
I don't. You're right. I don't.
You know who you're talking to, but you don't know who you fucking with. That's the thing. You know who you're talking to, but you don't know who you fucking with.
Ox doesn't talk like this in real life. He doesn't say.
Swiper, because you keep it cool. And just stop saying little shit like that. Because when you around, you don't act like that. You don't act like that. You don't act.
Hey, Damien,
like
I agree. Y'all both not like that. Y'all both not built like that.
You stay in your place. You don't do this
Rocky
shit
and Bullwinkle
in person. What I'm trying to say is, yes, the Kings have been terrible.
Bullwinkle is.
I don't pretend like we haven't been terrible. I'm saying is, don't act like you have some prestigious ass track record. You don't.
What does that got to do with what I'm talking about?
The way you talk. Oh, you think the Kings trying to win champ? Do you think Nuggets tried? What do you think has been going on in Denver?
The Nuggets
besides the past 4 years,
in back-to-back
besides the past 4 years,
as
a matter of fact, y'all was nobody, even more nobody, until we gave y'all Michael Malone. Y'all took our scraps and became somebody. Don't act like y'all wasn't shit, Swiper. Y'all wasn't worth the fuck. Y'all wasn't doing shit, but running around with your posses in the locker room smoking, and they weren't doing shit. They made that one run. But if you remember, Melo wanted to get out of there so bad he wouldn't even. Melo wanted to get out of there so bad he wouldn't even come back in the game.
Melo's from Baltimore. I don't blame him.
I don't give a shit where he's from. He didn't want to be in Denver so bad that he wouldn't come off that bench.
And then he gave us Jamal Murray. You think I'm upset? I'm happy for Melo.
He gave
I'm very
y'all
happy
Jamal
for Melo.
Melo got what he bullshit, Swiper.
Jamal Murray better than anybody that's ever touched your franchise since Chris Webber. I can tell you that much.
That's a lie. That's a lie.
Everybody that's touched your franchise since Chris Webber.
Fine. That's cool. That's cool. I'm not comparing franchises. We ain't shit. But we not up here pretending like we doing something because y'all had one run. Stay in your damn place. Act like you not the Lakers. Act like you know.
I don't want to be. Why would I want to be those?
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you.
People. I don't care about
that. Whatever. You not Boston. As bad as you want to be Boston, you're not Boston.
Boston.
Stay in your damn place. You look up to Boston.
You always disrespect my
I hear how highly you talk about Boston.
In his house.
You look up to Boston and don't act like you don't.
Yeah, Boston, big homie.
I hear how you talk about Boston. You envy Boston. You look up to Boston. That's okay. We should all aspire to be like the greats. Absolutely, we should. But stay in your place. Act like you know. Y'all ain't
So
nobody.
what you saying is he don't call him Boston, he call him boss?
Y'all ain't nobody.
This all started.
Stay in your place, Swiper. Y'all ain't nobody.
Bullwinkle up here
Hold on.
didn't want to just get with the fact that I think they should trade Sabonis. That's all I'm saying.
Yesterday,
That was so 45 minutes ago. As a matter of fact, Swiper, I know why you mad at me. My bad. I wasn't trying to disrespect Jokic's defense yesterday. I was just it was really Penn. You know what I'm saying? Penn started the shit. I know you, but you was listening. I sent you in the chat. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry, Swiper. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yesterday we were talking about the Denver
Swiper, do you hear me? Swiper, do you hear me apologizing? I am sorry,
I'm not
Swiper.
aware of this conversation.
Swiper, I am sorry.
Sure, you're not. Yesterday we talked about the Denver
Did you hear
Nuggets
me,
potentially
Swiper?
being
I said I'm sorry.
Oh my god.
And Swiper, I got the Denver Nuggets on my list of top 10
front
offices.
What I'm talking about. Nothing.
I just want to let you know I got Denver in my top 10 front offices.
I just want you to know that I'm trying to save you from the Kings. That's all I'm saying.
Right.
What are we doing here, man?
All right,
Yesterday we were talking about the Denver Nuggets. I think a
Do
lot of
whatever
us
you want to do, Penn. You got
agreed. A lot of us agreed that the Denver Nuggets were the team to beat in the NBA. We are today talking about how the Sacramento Kings are so depressing that they literally sparked like 85 yawns from the chat and had most of us digging our head into our head just because we had to talk about this team. And you're up here saying, "Oh yeah, well y'all ain't shit." They're the best. They're potentially the best team in the NBA right now.
What does that got to do with what I said, Penn? What does that got to do with anything I said?
When we
nothing.
Talk about
Absolutely nothing.
When we talk about
when you talk, make sure it's about something relevant.
See, here's the thing, Ox. Like every time you get
that's not what I said because you're just talking shit.
You be like, oh
because
my God,
you're just talking shit.
Calm down.
Because you're just talking shit. You want to be involved so bad that you're just saying anything.
All right,
you want to be involved so bad that you're just saying anything.
All right, Penny. All right, so moving on to the next super chat. The next super chat is from Masinko.
Zip your
Masinko said,
lips.
"That's literally what I was thinking, Penn. Sack might be in one of the worst positions right now. Don't see them getting much on the market for anyone they want to move. I do like Doug Christie moving forward.
Doug Christie gotta get his ball head out the way too.
That's the only hope y'all got is Doug Christie. See, that's the problem. Yeah. That's the problem, boy. You just don't know what's good for you, boy. You get a good thing. You get a good thing. You get a good thing. You get a good thing and you messes over it. That's the problem with you. Your mama tried to tell you about this years ago. Yeah, you just ain't got no sense. You just ain't got no goddamn sense. You got a good coach. You get a good coach and you run him out of town. You get a good coach and you run him out of town. What happened with Mike Malone? Ran him out of town. What happened with Mike Brown?
That was a mistake. I didn't want to do
You ran him out of town. What happened
Mike
with George Karl?
Mike Brown screwed us. He needed to go.
What happened with George Karl? You ran him out of town. What happened with Rick Alderman? What happened with Rick Alderman? You ran him out of town.
Rick Alderman had a great run. Shout out to Coach Alderman. We love her.
Davion.
Yeah, what happened with
Damian?
Davion thrived when he left. Mike Malone thrived when he left. Mike Brown thrived when he left. Tyrese Halliburton thrived when he left. I would suggest everybody just leave Sacramento.
Wait. Damian, bringing up Luke Walton at a time like this. If you hate me, just say that, bro. Just say that.
Damian
having a pretty good season this year too.
Oh my God!
There you go. Everybody leave Sacramento and do better. It is where careers go to die.
Why would you bring that up?
All right, y'all. Before we move on and get to the next segment, this may be the last time that we talk about the Kings until May 10th when the draft lottery order gets set. Does anybody have anything else they would like to say about the Kings?
No.
Yes.
The beam will light again. Absolutely.
Honestly, like I hope it improves, man. I don't like to see teams in the gutter for too long, man. So I actually hope it does improve.
You know,
I'm
an
optimist.
We just not crybabies like that. Shit ain't going the way we want it to go.
Hey,
the sun will come out tomorrow.
Make the playoffs again. Give me a year.
The sun will come out tomorrow.
Give me a year.
Ain't no big deal.
2029.
29. So 2029. You got 2000. When are the Kings making the playoffs again? Let's give some hope to the Kings fans.
I don't know.
Do they have their number one pick next year?
When they gonna stop kicking people out of the stands, Ox?
Probably.
Does anybody know if the Kings own their picks over the next few years?
When these crybaby ass basketball players stop acting like girls. Oh my God! Did you hear what he said to me? Shut up.
The Kings they're gonna get the number one overall pick this year, If they have their pick in the next 2 years, give me 2029, 2030. Let me be safe. Kings will make the playoffs in 2030. But no, because they still have DeMontis, they still have Zach, they still have Malik. Yeah, like 2029. I'll give them 29.
We'll make the playoffs next year.
Cooper coming, Kings coming, Denver not going anywhere. Two expansion teams coming.
Some of them top teams are going to start to falter. Like the tide shifts in the NBA, and it shifts quickly.
San Antonio ain't going nowhere. I don't
Minnesota,
think Denver's not going anywhere until 2029.
Minnesota, once the expansion happens, Minnesota's going to jump to the East Coast.
That is fair, but hey, man, the Memphis Grizzlies have a boatload of draft picks. Boatload of draft picks now. The Memphis Grizzlies. So they're retooling.
Maybe 2035.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think 2000. You know what? Vivek Ranadive, how old is he right now?
Oh boy.
He's okay. But I don't trust his daughter either, because she's like her decision making is absolutely
but players gonna want to play for her. It's a good aura. It's because she's enthusiastic. She has good energy about her.
Okay. Yeah.
People always want to play with an upbeat owner, you know?
I'm gonna be safe. The Sacramento Kings will make the playoffs again in 2052. There you go.
All right. Penn, we got you on record.
All I know is we will be in that Golden One Center regardless. The beam will light again.
Absolutely.
I'm just saying, so we don't get our value based on our team. We just
based
we
on
just
winning.
Support.
Yeah, you're right.
We just support. You know what I'm saying? We just support. You know, see the thing is like y'all got to be able to keep that same energy when you up as you keep that same energy as you down. Y'all front runners. Y'all front runners. We're not soft like that.
I don't think the team is good enough with Danilo Gallinari and Chance to read.
Penn wasn't talking shit until Kawhi came over there and saved this bum ass franchise. What I'm saying is, y'all are front runners. Y'all don't talk.
You mean 2019?
Y'all don't talk shit unless y'all up. Y'all don't talk shit unless y'all up. Y'all, you're not the same. Period. You're fake. Exactly. You're fake. Y'all some scaredy cats.
He don't talk stuff in person. I can tell you that much.
Hey,
y'all some scaredy cat front runners. That's all I'm saying. Y'all afraid. Y'all are so.
Was I talking about the Raptors last year?
Did you know how much of that bullshit we had to
was I talking about the Raptors last year? Nah, someone's gonna call you on your bullshit right now. Was I talking about the Raptors last year? Was I talking about the Raptors last year?
Looking like Donald Trump doing this shit.
Were you talking about the Raptors last year?
I talked about the Raptors.
All right, Penn, that's come on.
I talked about them all the time last year. Did I not? Were they bad? Yes, I was. Don't call me a front runner, buddy. You don't know me.
Y'all some front runners, bro.
You do not know me.
Hey, by the way, Ron, off subject but more entertaining than this. Have you seen the Ramlaw sisters in Minnesota?
All three of them.
The sophomore and two sophomores and freshmen. Two sophomores.
I saw you share that.
Or sophomore and two freshmen. I can't remember. But it's two twins and it's a younger sister, bro. They're hoopers. One of them's already going to Minnesota. I've never seen. I thought they were triplets, but apparently it's a twin and a younger daughter. They're gonna be cold, bro.
We'll see.
Shout out to him, man. Love to see a hooping family for real. But all right, fellas, we are gonna change gears and we're gonna talk about the Orlando Magic because we had high expectations for Orlando coming into the season. High expectations for Paulo, high expectations for Franz, and we have, quite frankly, just been disappointed. Shams tweeted out yesterday that the Orlando Magic star forward, Franz Wagner, will be sidelined indefinitely after recent tests showed that he is requiring additional time in rehabilitation for soreness in his left high ankle sprain. Damn. Franz Wagner has missed 25 of his last 29 games since he sustained that high ankle sprain on December 7th. This continues a run of injury woes for the Magic over really the last few seasons. It hasn't just been this year. It's really been the last few seasons. Last season and this campaign, the trio of Wagner, Paulo, and Jalen Suggs have played only 14.1% of the games. That's 19 out of 135 games. Let's talk about the Magic. How do you guys feel about it? Mars, I would like for you to kick us off. What is your thoughts and feelings on the Magic right now? Still positive on them? Still high on them?
I was never high on them. I think It's disappointing when obviously your two quote unquote franchise guys can't stay healthy. If you throw in Jalen Suggs, you have three guys who have been injury risks, I guess, for a while. Jalen Suggs has missed 25 games maybe. Franz has missed half the year. Paolo has been relatively available this year, but last year we saw what happened. So when you're trying to build around those type of guys and none of them can stay healthy, or not for meaningful stretches where they're all together, it's kind of hard to even get a measuring stick of how good the team actually is, because their three best players are never playing. So I think that's unfortunate. Obviously, the investment in Desmond Bain isn't being maximized when you don't have the full roster around Desmond Bain. So you took a big swing and now it's looking like a miss because guys can't stay healthy. I think Franz is a great player, but this is back-to-back years with injuries now. And I think Jalen Suggs is Derek White on a team that isn't winning, which is unfortunate, but like that's the type of impact I think he can have. Defensively, I think he's one of the best guards in the league. Offensively, he does a lot of things well without needing to shoot the three well, which I think is a testament to his level of impact. Because if he's shooting 37, 38%, you've got like all-star level impact. Not he's going to make an all-star team, but all-star level impact. Paolo, I think for whatever reason, people have decided that now is the time to just start piling on him and start calling him trash, which I think is unfortunate. But he's a young player where the flashes have been evident in the playoffs and whatnot. And Anthony Black, to Swiper's point, has been a revelation for them this year. He's been probably, alongside Jalen Suggs' level of play, he's probably been the shining light on this team, where you have someone who, I'm not saying franchise player or whatever, but the leap he's taken offensively in particular has been nice to see. So I don't think it's over for them, but I was never that high on them to begin with. I didn't think this team was a contender. I didn't think this team was going on a deep playoff run. But I do think they have interesting pieces. They just need to get healthy. And that's the toughest thing to do. Is when you're injury prone, getting healthy is difficult. But if they can figure it out, I want to see them all together. I'm intrigued by the prospects of a Jalen Suggs, Anthony Black, Franz, and Paolo core four. I'm intrigued by that. But you need to see it. And we haven't seen it.
I was the idiot who had this team going to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Oh, you weren't the only one.
Yeah. It was a popular opinion to believe in.
I really bought into the Desmond Bain addition, and I did not see this type of season coming from Paolo. He's been genuinely awful in so many ways. The efficiency, the decision-making, the defense, it's just all trash. I don't understand why he's so bad. I just don't get it. I don't get it.
So he and Franz, since the start of last year, I think have played 58 games together only. And I think their record's 29 and 29. So what's going to happen now, because we all know this is coming, at the end of this season, when the Magic get bounced or don't make the playoffs at all, some nasty conversations are going to be happening around Paolo, around Franz. Do they fit? Should we move them? I mean, they're still 23 and 24 years old. Is this a situation where we stay patient? Because for the longest time, we said the same thing about Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, until they got over the hump. Now, I'm not saying that they're that level of player, but are you guys in the camp that we still need to give these guys time, or have you seen enough where we need to move off them as a duo?
Well, the good thing about that, Damian, is that it's just going to be talk. And it's just going to be talk from the outside. It's going to be us, having off-season conversations. You know how we do in the off-season. It gets nasty. And then, it's going to be other people around, other podcasts, other guys on Twitter, TikTok and stuff. They're just going to be talking. That's all it's going to be. This team is perfectly fine. They'll be okay. They're young. They just have to, get healthy, have a good off-season. Anthony Black, like Mars pointed out, I think he got some, much-needed minutes this season. I think next year will be a year where we're going to spend, like I said, we'll spend a whole lot of offseason talking about how trash this team is and, oh, my God, they'll never do anything. Did you see they can't stay healthy? And, all the regular nonsense. And then next year they'll be a 4-3 seed, and we'll be like, oh, nobody saw this coming. Can you believe the bounce back? That's how it's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
I'm completely opposite with you, Ox. I know these guys are young, but once again, you guys kind of heard what I said with the Donovan Mitchell thing. I still stand with that type of philosophy. I want to go get another star, a better star to pair with either Paulo or Franz. To me, it doesn't matter. That's what I want to do. Like if we get, like, let's say for instance, if I'm the Magic and we happen to land on anywhere from 8 to 12, if Keaton falls into our lap because they need shooting desperately, if Keaton Wagler is available in the draft, I'm getting him and I'm getting off of one of those other guys. And I'm trying to go find one more.
You just made him German, right? You just Germanized his
Wagler,
Franz Wagner, Keaton Vogler. Okay, got you. Vogler. Cool.
However it is, I'm trying to get Keaton because I want to get more shooting, another young shooter, and a guy that can handle the rock. And like I'm packaging up a package of Suggs. I want to keep Anthony Black. I'm packaging up a package of Suggs and Franz or Suggs and Paulo. And I'm trying to go get
Jalen Suggs. Yeah, I ain't trading Jalen Suggs. Yeah, good on
I'm
that.
trading Paulo to
I like
anyone
Anthony
who wants
over
him.
Suggs.
Do you think Anthony Black is better than Jalen Suggs today, or he's gonna be better?
I like the ball in his hands more. I'm gonna just put it that way. That's more so how I'm looking at it. They can coexist, and like the Magic, like to Ox's point, the Magic are good enough to run it back, but it's just something funky about the fit between what they have going on. I just really don't like it, and nobody stepped out as the clear leader, clear face of the franchise. That's my biggest thing is nobody.
Well, that's because Franz ain't healthy to do it.
I don't know.
It's quite obvious. In my opinion, I think me and Ox have been on this side for a while. It's been the sky's.
You think it's quite obvious? You think it's clear?
Been obvious for 3 years.
I think the sky's been blue for a minute.
So even if that's the case, so let's say Franz was to come back and was to convince me over. Let's say he just played the last 10 games of the season and he was balling, has a good first round in the playoffs. They get bounced. If now Franz is our clear-cut number one option, it's like Paulo, buddy. We got to get somebody to come and either compliment Franz, and with that compliment, it could be Franz complimenting that player or that player complimenting Franz. But it's just like I'm not really liking the fit between those.
Franz has more trade value. I'm positive on that one.
I'm keeping Paulo. If I'm Orlando, I'm keeping Paulo.
Why?
Because
I'm still there too, Dave.
One of the reasons why is, well, he's younger is the first reason. But I mean, they're not too dissimilar in age. But yeah, it's only a year. Yeah. They're not too dissimilar in age. That's not the main reason. That's one of the reasons. So number one, he's younger. Number two is if Franz is my best player, I know that I'm not going anywhere. I still think that if the jump shot comes around for Paulo, combined with his physical tools, because like as good as Franz is, he doesn't have the physical tools Paulo has. If that can all somehow come together, I still have more upside with Paulo, in my opinion. I think Franz is a better player than him today. But even with Franz, I'm not looking at him as like my franchise cornerstone, someone that can be a number one option on a championship team. So I would rather take the punt with Paulo and see what ultimately he becomes than having a safer bet now with Franz and maybe reducing potentially the ceiling and potentially be stuck with a contract for a number one option that I know we can't go anywhere with. That's where I'm at with it. I still believe Paulo's best basketball is ahead of him. I think that the jump shot is very concerning. It hasn't come around. I think that the IQ stuff is worrying. I think some of the injuries have been concerning as well, but I'm still going to believe in Paulo for now. I'm gonna give him at least another few years, man. I'm not getting off him.
You don't want to keep them together, Demi?
I would keep them together. Like if that was an option, I would keep them together. But if I had to make the decision on one of them, I'll be moving off Franz before I move off Paulo.
That's one thing.
I think it's the marketing, man.
High, you get a lot of leniency. It's why Jalen Green was able to hang around Houston for as long as he was. Because when you're drafted that high,
you're an asset.
The bar you have to figure it out because teams don't want to feel like they wasted a pick. you draft Paolo #1 and you see Chet winning NBA championships and whatever, and it's like, oh, okay, let's make sure we. What is it? The Penn says the thing all the time when like you hold on to something because you've invested so much into it.
It's a sunk cost fallacy.
Yeah, that. I think that's kind of what you go through with a lot of these high draft picks.
It's doubling and
yeah,
tripling
there
down
is
on a bad
upside,
idea.
yeah.
It's doubling and tripling down on a really bad idea too. That's why I genuinely, while I am depressed at the return that the Mavericks got for Anthony Davis, I applaud their front office for being willing to do that, because that's really hard to do. When you know you've made a mistake, the best thing you can do right away is own up to it and cut your losses. When you've made a bad investment and you realize, this is going the wrong way, cut your losses. I used to be a financial advisor in my early 20s. I watch people try to double down, triple down, because they just don't want to be wrong. But it's like, dude, you wanting to be wrong or not wanting to be wrong doesn't change the fact that you were wrong, right? It's like the Trae Young Luka thing. They traded Luka Doncic. For years, they were trying to prove to the entire world that Trae Young's not that much worse than Luka. And now they dump Trae Young at his absolute lowest. And believe me, both players got traded, but one of them got traded for significantly less, right? And it's also like the anchoring bias where people, come out with a really stupid take. Like, I don't know, around the Luka and AD trade. I think a lot of us were like, this is crazy. But some of us were like, meh, I could see it working. AD's a really great player. It'll work. So is there
put a name on it?
I don't have that photographic memory, Ron. You might have the archival footage.
Oh, I know who it was. It was Chill and it was Ox.
Oh,
there you go. So I'm just saying, like, you should just own up to that and just be like, you know what? Like, fuck, I'm wrong. This is just really stupid. My bad.
But not Pin. All jokes aside, like that sunken cost thing it's a real thing. Like the sooner you get off a bad decision, the better you will be moving forward. And this is for the most part in all facets of life. Yeah, no, for sure. But especially like with these picks, like we see teams do this all the time where it's like it seems crazy and it sounds crazy, and they'll make a trade and it's like, you guys got fleeced. Why would you do that? No, it's literally getting off somebody that is not. They're not going to provide any value for you in the future. They may be the better player now, and they may be the better player in the deal, and the deal may be lopsided, but now we're moving forward and we're going in a whole different direction. And it allows us to take our energy off of that loss that we're going to inevitably take and just get what we can get now.
The Pistons
so we can start
moving off Jaden Ivey. Like that's how they go off Jaden Ivey. The Thunder getting off Josh Giddey. The Rockets. Now the Rockets are a little bit different because like you got Kevin Durant back, so it was more just less of just get off Jalen Green, more of get off Jalen Green plus get KD. But like Jaden Ivey, Josh Giddey, bringing back Caruso. I'm not saying Paolo is that level of player, but what I am saying is the idea of buying into the upside because of what you invested in him and because the vision, I guess, is more than likely not going to pay off. But it's not far from what a lot of teams have done. Like of all players who have shot like at least 3 pull-up jumpers a game, Paolo is second to last in the NBA in efficiency. The only player who's below him is Ja Morant, and Ja's played 20 games. And Ja's also another player where people are kind of off of him. He's shooting like 35% on all jumpers off the dribble. It's terrible. He's shooting 15% on pull-up threes. It's just, it hasn't been great for him this year.
But what
I would argue it hasn't been great for him most years, but
is it just his shot selection? I've been seeing him do some absolute garbage, but what is it? Is it the mechanics?
He's not that good of a shooter. So you pair that with Matt. See, this is the thing, right? Because I've never been the highest on Paolo because I just don't see what other people saw. Like he doesn't shoot that well, but because I don't view him as like the most functional athlete either. So the idea is that when people are like, oh, Paolo, he needs to play like he's 6'10", 250 and just get to the rim. It's like, I'm watching this guy have one of the worst first steps in the league. Like, he can't get by people. I don't think Paolo is just choosing to not get to the rim. Orlando also just don't have very good spacing. But Paolo he's not one of those players who can just get themselves 2 feet in the paint whenever they want. Paolo's most redeeming quality is the fact that teams have to foul him.
What would Paolo look like in Charlotte? in place of Mikal Bridges?
Miles Bridges.
Miles Bridges, sorry.
I don't know, because I watched Orlando try and up the pace early on this season, and it didn't work for Paolo because he's just not. Paolo's a guy who has to catch and survey. Like, he's not someone who can catch like your little 0.5 basketball thing. That's not Paolo. Paolo's not someone who's gonna make a bunch of quick decisions off the catch and keep the ball moving and get to the second side. Which is why I don't like the Camparuso comparisons, which is a side note. Is Paolo, he's gonna catch the ball, he's gonna see what the defense is doing, he's gonna allow the defense time to load up, and then he's going to inevitably struggle to get by his initial defender and turn into a post up and a turnaround jumper. That's kind of just how his offensive process works. The best way I see you maximizing Paolo is you just use him more in the post. Like, that's like, you give him deep seals, you get him on the low block. Now he has to refine his footwork and his actual like touch and stuff. But like, Paolo's not going to get to the rim a whole lot from the outside. You have to get him close to the rim. You have to manufacture the rim opportunities. He's not going to get there by himself. He's not explosive enough. He doesn't have the agility, the mobility to do those types of things. So you're going to inevitably get a lot of jump shots that you don't like, and he can't shoot them that well. But his superpower is his ability that when he is down there, you have to foul him. He's that strong. He's that imposing. So if you can just get him more of those opportunities, I do see a pathway for him to be a really impactful offensive player. It's just right now, Orlando's offense is just not catered towards that. And I'm not saying they should cater it towards that, because I'm not saying that's a high enough ceiling for a whole team offense. But to maximize Paolo, I think that would help him. So if you are invested in maximizing Paolo, I don't think that means Franz has to leave, because I think Franz is a player who can fit alongside pretty much anyone, because he's that good. I think Jalen Suggs is another one of those players, but you probably need a space in five. So that's not Wendell Carter. I don't know. It's a Miles Turner type big, whoever you can find on the market. And you need Desmond Bane to just maximize 3-point shooting. Like, this Desmond Bane now, where the last couple of years he's not shooting 10 threes because he wants to get downhill and be a driver. Nah, we need Desmond Bane to be a full-out gunner. Desmond Bane needs to be top 5 in 3-point attempts. That's what you need. You need Desmond Bane running around, and everything he's looking at is a 3-point shot. And that's probably how you maximize him. And even then, it's probably going to lead to what best case scenario is some mid offense. I don't think you're going to have an elite offense with Paolo as your focal point, but it can maybe get to mid. And if that's the case, you build a good defense. That's your avenue to be in a playoff team. So,
who is Paolo's best approximation in the NBA right now? Like, what are we wanting him to get to, ideally?
Realistically or ideally?
Well, let's do both, I guess.
Jalen.
I mean, ideally he's like Pistons Blake. That's probably the best case scenario at this point. Realistically, he's
Pistons Blake was smart though.
That's why I said ideally. I don't think he's gonna be as good as Pistons Blake, but ideally that's probably what you get. And then realistically, it's hard because he's too good to be a role player, but not good enough to be a centerpiece. So you end up running into this problem where you don't know how to use him.
A year ago, where were we on Paolo? I think most people had him as a top 15 player. I know I saw a lot of lists with Paolo 9, 10.
No, I know we had him top 25. I know we did when we did our
sure.
list.
Hold on, let me go look.
I know that there was a video made.
People thought it was going to be.
I swear to God, I don't know if it was Gil's Arena or what, where they picked Paolo Banchero over Victor Wembanyama in the top 25 under 25. And I was shocked. I couldn't believe it. So last year I started to humble out. I was like, you know what? Maybe I'm wrong. Paolo might be really great. I let them trick me, man. I let them get me off my pivot. Never again. This Paolo bullshit is archetype bias. That's what it is. You're seeing a mirage of what you want to see because you see the highlights and you see what he can do. And believe me, I've been seduced by it. Like, 50-point game here. Oh, you putting a shoulder into a guy, dunking on a guy. He's unstoppable. You're like, oh, wow. If he could just do that, he can't do that.
Paolo should be better than Pistons Blake.
Swap if he.
Why should he be? Why should he be?
I just think he got more. I think he got more on the bounce than that. And The jump shot situation is concerning, but I think he's better. I think he's better at a better passer. I think he's better. Just more on the ball, just more with the ball in his hands off the bounce. I think he has more than Blake, more getting downhill, all of that.
Ron, were you arguing
I don't think he's that good right now,
Paolo
but I
over
think
Wemby?
like this season, but I think he should be better than that.
Ron, were
in
you
years to
arguing
come.
Paolo over Wemby? Was that you?
When?
I don't know. Someone in the chat is saying that you were doing this. I'm just giving the chat their salute.
Maybe 2 years ago, maybe when Wemby was a rookie, and after
Yeah.
Paulo had a fantastic what was that, first or second year? I might have been.
Mhm.
I mean, not there anymore, but but I'm still high. I'm still high on Paulo. Like just how Ox said,
Yeah.
I think I still fully expect Paulo to be a superstar in this league. Not just a star, not an all-star,
Superstar.
a super. Yes, Paulo had
Mm.
with his frame and skills, there's
Mm.
no excuses for Paulo.
So
It's absolutely no excuses. You are
Black-
16 and can do everything
I'm not
on
saying
all
Black,
three levels.
I'm not saying Black
Okay,
Swan
so if
events.
there's no excuses, why is he?
Yo,
not a
look,
superstar?
Here's the thing. I'm not saying Black Swan events can't happen. Obviously, that's the definition of a Black Swan event. Anything can happen. But I would implore you to find an NBA ready, so not gangly, raw prospect who picked up basketball late like Giannis, but NBA ready player who came into the league, was a top 5 pick, and had a negative on-off for 4 straight years, whereas his team was better with him on the bench for 4 straight years, and then he became a superstar. I would love to see who that player is.
And by the way, do you think that's a situational thing, or he is just that ineffective as a player that he's like?
I think it's both. I think there's a comfort, like there's a cushion, right? There's a cushion that you get when you're great, that even if you are playing with suboptimal lineups, if you're truly great, I can never see those numbers like be that bad. Like, yeah, there are certain stars that carry 4 bench players, and then their co-starters are always playing 2-3 starter lineups, and that's going to impact big time. If you have to floor raise weaker benches as a solo starter, and you do it, I don't know, based on your rotations towards the first quarter, second quarter bridge when starters are still on the court, I don't know, like that could hurt your numbers big time. But if you're really great, it shouldn't be consistent for 4 straight years. So maybe if they optimize the lineup a little bit better.
If he turns out to be like Julius Randle, would that be a disappointment
for a first?
But even Julius, though, bro. Remember Julius? Like, as much as
at this point, it would be great if he could.
Yeah, as much as I didn't like Julius, Julius at least had Julius and Paolo have different levels of physicality. Julius wasn't skill reliant. Paolo's more skill reliant than Julius was, and Julius also became a better shooter. Remember the 2021 year that he got All NBA, which I think he deserved. He did 24, 10, and 6, and like he was shooting 38% from 3, 40% from 3. But his offensive game was just better. It's just more well-rounded. He was a much better rebounder than Paolo is. And as much as like Julius evolved into a player, he didn't need to have the basketball in his hands in order to still be good and be effective. And unfortunately for Paolo, he's not there yet in his career. But that also could be a timing thing. He might just be too young.
Yeah, that's what I'm
he
saying.
might just need to
if he ends up
that.
getting there,
Yeah.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. If he ends up getting somewhere similar, I think it would be a success given where he is now, but not where he was after his rookie season. Because there was some crazy conversations after his rookie season. I don't know if you guys remember.
Yeah.
Like
That's
they were
what
like, this guy's on
when
like
you average 20 as a rookie. That's kind of what happens.
But you know who we kind of play like? This might sound a little crazy, but when I look at him, there's a level he's again not as good of a jump shooter maybe, but it's like Antoine Jameson, kind of like just a really big wing that can dribble, that is strong, not the fastest player, but Paulo's bigger than Antoine. I think Twan, what are you, 6'9", 6'8", something like that?
I think 6'9".
But Paulo's like he's like a defensive end.
Paulo is huge, bro. Is
Paulo's massive, yeah.
But I think Paulo should be better than Julius Randle, just based on decision making. Like he has, I think the skill set wise he got it, but it's decision making. That's always been my only knock with Julius Randle on the offense. I think he just forces stuff too much. This just makes bad decisions, especially like down, in crunch time and whatnot. I think Paulo is better at, he has more of an ability passing out of tough situations, and as long as he actually makes the right choices, I don't see why Paulo in the next year or two shouldn't be better than Julius Randle and Detroit Blake. I think he has everything he needs to be better than those guys. And
It
I
should be
think
pretty
he's
good.
shown it too. I think he's shown it at parts in points of his career. I think right now is just it's kind of a downtime. I think he's in a serious slump, and I think that also comes with him and Franz struggling to stay healthy and being able to play together.
But bro, he was
and
great
stuff
last
like
year.
that.
Ox, remember the 5 games he played before he got hurt, and then when he came back for that last month and a half, he was phenomenal. And that's the frustrating thing about Paulo. Like, I feel like fans have been,
when he came back.
yeah, he was averaging like 30 or 29 for like a month and a half, and he was shooting well. He was rebounding. Like he had a triple double in that stretch as well. He was
Cooked in the
playmaking.
play, and then cooked right after that in the playoffs.
He shot well in the playoffs.
I've
think y'all are
seen
really down
enough
on
from
Paolo
Paulo.
right now.
Paolo's
I'm
a
right there
funny
with you.
guy because he gets to the playoffs and starts shooting 40% from 3. So you kind of just be like, shout out to you.
Y'all are really low on Paolo.
I mean,
he's had some
I
interesting
am
comments
low on
post-game.
Paolo because after every playoff run, I keep trying to say that I'm not moved that you start shooting 40% from 3, and then you're shooting 45% on 2s. Like, I'm sorry, I'm not viewing that as a sustainable process. I just credit to you. I'm not saying you're not playing well. At the end of the day, if you're making the shots, you're making the shots. But that's not signs of improvement or growth to me. You're shooting 45% on 2-pointers in the playoffs. That's bad. Like, golf clap. You're making 3s, cool. But you're shooting 45% from 2. Like, okay.
Yo, and to wrap this conversation up, because we got to get into this front office list. Pin, we had Paulo we had him ranked 20th coming into the season. So when we did our preseason rankings, I could share this with you guys actually.
Please do.
So we can,
Because Ox, you were pretty adamant about that, weren't you? At that time,
Paolo?
yeah.
Yeah.
That was one of your guys around that spot?
I don't know if it was one of my guys.
I'm pretty sure I was.
I was
almost
high on
positive
Paolo.
I was.
People in the chat saying that 5 months ago, PC was debating Wemby versus Paolo.
Pretty sure Ox said Paolo was better than Wemby, but he also just said Cooper Flag was better than Wemby. So I don't know. I think that's more of a Wemby thing.
No, it's
All
not
right,
a
well,
Wemby thing. It's a Paolo and Cooper Flag thing.
These were the rankings coming into the season. We had SGA number 1. That's aged well. Jokic number 2. Giannis 3. Luka 4. Wemby 5. I see that's aged well.
Wait,
too.
number 6.
Number 6, Joel Embiid.
Come on, yeah.
Anthony
First
Edwards
one.
7. Steph 8. Anthony Davis. Now this one was kind of nasty. 9. KD 10. LeBron 11. Kawhi 12. Oh, Kawhi was still okay. Kawhi was still up there. Kate Cunningham 13. Devin Booker 14. Jalen Brunson 15. Donovan Mitchell. I remember Chill going crazy over this. He was 16. Swiper 17. Shout out Swiper up in New York. 17.
Who was that?
That's Cat.
That's Karen.
Swiper Anthony Towns.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I was.
Zion Williamson 18. Evan Mobley 19. And Paulo 20.
Please
Keep
go
going
down
because
until I
Jalen
see
Brown's at
Scotty
like
Barnes.
33 or something like that.
What the?
Nah, it's over.
Y'all
after this.
put
We only did
25 fucking players over Scott. Okay.
Bro, there's
Shout out
names,
LaMelo
there's
Ball.
names that are
Wasn't
there's names
crazy
that
at
are
the
on
time.
here that Scotty wouldn't even be. Man, all right.
Well,
Hey,
here's
man, I
the thing,
believe in
fellas.
the Zion redemption tool.
I remember.
Here's the
it
thing,
was
fellas.
yesterday. Y'all was disrespecting Jalen Brown. Crazy.
We're gonna redo our player rankings list. We'll probably do it right when towards the end of the season. We might do it in Portland. Who knows? But right around probably about a month and a half from now, we'll get into that. So this should be fun to see exactly who we rank in the top 25. We'll probably do 50 players, but who we rank in the top 50 in terms of what players have done, produced, and looked like this year. However, it's time for us to talk about front offices. It's time for us to get into our rankings. It's been a while since we got into our PC rankings. Top 10 front offices in the NBA currently. Fellas, let's talk this
Over the
through.
last 10
We got
years.
about over the last 10 years. And we got about 20 minutes to get through this list. So let's try to be thorough, but let's also try to be sincere and honest based on what we're seeing. Let me go around the room.
Ron, we're doing 10 years? I thought it was like the last 5 years.
Well, it's really currently, but just based off, like, we can't just say, like, it's hard for front offices because we can look at a team or look at a player and say, oh, we've seen what you've done for the last 15, 20, 30 games or over the season and say you're better than him. For front offices, we kind of have to look back at their track record in order to get to like where we are right now. You know what I'm saying? So you can really go back to how far you want to. I'm doing 10 years. You could do 5 years. You could do 2 years. You could do the last 20 years, or you could do however long a GM's been there. You could kind of gauge it based on what you want to gauge it for. However, who is number one in you guys' list?
OKC, obviously.
Is this obvious?
I'm actually going to say San Antonio.
They're number 2 for me.
They're the top 3, I think.
San Antonio, OKC, and what was the other team?
Boston.
Boston deserves a ton of credit too. Yeah.
It's easy to look like a great front office when you get given Wemby.
No, they weren't given Wemby, dude. They positioned themselves for Wemby for years.
Yeah, and they got Wemby.
How many years
if they didn't have Wemby? Yeah, they
Wemby?
didn't have Wemby. They look like some mids. But shout out to them. Man.
Hey man,
Well, that's part of it though, Mars. You
Yeah,
got
exactly.
I want to know
Great front office
I want to know
Wemby.
like how many years did it take them to position themselves to get Wemby?
And by
Like, when did they
you
start?
have access. You have access to the internet. You can probably
check.
figure out when they were trading Thaddeus Young. You could figure out when they were trading Jakob Poeltl. You could figure out when they were trading all these guys. You could see Derek White going out. You could see how they were positioning. They identified this guy because Tony Parker is very close to that front office, and he told them about this guy when he was 16 years old. And they were like, "Yo, there's your next franchise player. Go get him." And then the league said, "Bet." So yeah, and they haven't rushed the process with Wemby. They extracted very, very high prices for most of their players. They got multiple first-round picks for Derek White, multiple first-round picks for DeJounte, multiple first-round picks for Kawhi. Granted, that's the one trade I would argue they probably lost, but they had no leverage in that situation. He was walking. He didn't want to sign back. Fine. They got multiple picks back for Jakob Poeltl, including a lottery pick. Like, they extracted full value. They tanked at the right times, and then they stayed there long enough, and then they hit all their draft picks. Wemby, Dylan Harper, Steph Castle, Carter Bryant. Yo, Malachi Brenham, Josh Primo, Jeremy Sohan. Those are miss. Okay, Keldon Johnson's a hit though. Devin Vassell's a hit though. So if you tell me that you had 8 first-round picks and you hit on 5 of them and you nailed the 2 to 3 most important ones, I'm giving you full grades for that. OKC, the reason I don't have the number 1 is because I feel like they've benefited so much from the stupidity of the Clippers. It's almost like their success is an indictment of the Clippers being so dumb. And Kawhi basically holding the Clippers asses to the fire, basically, and saying, you got to make this deal, and OKC just being the beneficiary because they happen to have Paul George at the time.
Capitalizing off of somebody else's ignorance.
I wouldn't say ignorance. I would say
too,
impulsivity, because in the off season of 2019, you couldn't turn down the ability to pair Kawhi Leonard with Paul George. Like the season that those two were coming off of, I totally get it. I understand it. But that being said, OKC benefited from, the Clippers' desperation. The Clippers were desperate.
Okay, are we voting or how do we do it, Ron?
Yeah, I'm gonna get everybody's pick. So, Penn, who do you have? Best
Spurs.
front office. Spurs. All right, Mars, who you rocking with?
OKC.
Big Ox, who you got?
OKC.
Swiper, who do you think is the best front
I'll
office?
take Spurs because they actually had to rebuild from the DeMar DeRozan, LaMarcus Aldridge area, and I think they obviously got Wemby. But before that, they also were accumulating assets and talent. That SGA trade obviously swings a lot. But you asked, Dub at 12 was a good trade. But did they have 10 or 12 Mars when they made that? Did they move down or up? Do you remember?
No, they had. I don't think
took
they moved. They
James.
moved down with the Case Wallace trade, not the Jalen
Case
trade.
Wallace trade, yes. And that was that the one Derek Lively?
Derek Lively. But
Okay.
they had the picks that got Usman Jeng and J-Dub in 22 alongside the Chet drafts as well.
Mm-hmm. But then outside of that too, we're looking at Topic and them haven't worked out. They had some picks before that didn't work. I know.
Testicular cancer, bro.
I know, but like he was also
some
injured. Oh, he was
empathy.
injured. He was injured.
He had, but I also think that's part of the OKC strategy because they can't play all these guys right away. That's why they drafted Thomas Sorber as well. Yeah. It's like you can get these guys with lower picks.
A guy knowing that he had testicular cancer.
No, the ACL.
Ah, yes. Well, obviously,
they expected Topic to play it. That's what I'm saying. They expected Topic to miss year 1. and then play year 2 because they probably didn't have a spot for him to play in year 1 anyway. So get someone who has top 5 like draft potential, but who slides down because of injury, and you get them like for cheaper. And it looks like a great draft pick. They did this. I'm pretty sure they did the same thing with Thomas Sorba. They probably knew he weren't going to play year 1, but the moment he's ready to play, we can now get off Isaiah Hartenstein's contract.
I mean, but yeah, how and to the chat's question, Ron, how far back are we going? Because if Boston's included from 15 on, then they're at the top of the list. If in Denver, obviously from 14 on. So how far back are we going?
Why is Boston number 1 if they're 2016? It's 10 years, 2016 to 2026. Why is Boston number 1?
Once again, it's as far back as you want to go. So you can go to, because we're ranking them currently, but once again, you can't just like look at. It's hard to look at what a front office has done the past 2 years and say that this is a top 5 front office. You have to be able to see.
It's also worth noting these front offices have changed.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like the Wizards have a new front office, and I like what the Wizards got going on right now.
Denver,
yeah. But
can I convince you, Ron? Can I sway you for Boston if you include the JB pick, the JT trade, the Kristaps pickup for nothing from Washington, the Al Horford swap for nothing that they got, the Derek White swap they got for nothing. It was a first round pick in 22 and
Romeo Langford.
And what was
it was Romeo Langford.
No, it was the other dude. It was the other dude. It
was Romeo Langford. I know it was Romeo Langford.
Nah, I'm saying they
started with Neesmith.
Let me check because I'm saying that with confidence, and if I'm wrong,
no, it was the shooter, Mars. He was a 2 guard. He was a 2 guard. It wasn't.
I'm 88% sure.
It could be. I might be thinking about the Jimmy Butler trade for which old boy was included in that one. What was his name? The shooter, bro.
You talking about Josh Richardson?
Yeah, Josh Richardson. Yeah.
Josh Richardson was also in the deal, but Romeo Langford was the player. There we go. Okay.
So if you add that together, it might be Boston, bro.
Swiper, you don't have to convince me. Yeah. I got Boston. When you look at for a front office, I look at four different pillars. One is drafting. They have been phenomenal at drafting, all the way back to Jaylen Brown. Mm-hmm. 2 is building a competent roster and being competitive. Boston has not been trash over the last 10 years. They went from the Isaiah Thomas, Avery Bradley, Jay Crowder experiment. They transitioned into Jaylen Brown, Isaiah Thomas, Jaylen Brown, Kyrie Irving.
Well, they turned Isaiah Thomas into Kyrie in them. Yeah.
Yeah, and so like they've went to Hayward, they've went to sign Hayward, so they've went through a bunch of different experiences and been competitive. Free agency, they've hit in free agency. They got Gordon Hayward. They've got a couple other smaller free agents that they've signed and stuff like that. So you got trading, you got free agency, you got drafting, and on top of that, they've been able to manage money too.
Mars. I think they got to be one. They got out of the second apron, and then they're fully underneath the second apron now, and they're still top 3 in the Eastern Conference, including.
I got the Celtics. Like they clearly know what the fuck they're doing.
Yeah,
you got
it's interesting because they've gone from Danny Ainge to Brad Stevens, and like one could argue they've both been amazing.
Yeah, they've absolutely been amazing.
I would say third. Yeah, I would have them second.
And if we keep going back, man, they dumped Paul Pierce and KG and them for the assets they ended up getting them all the other players they got.
2013, right?
13?
I can't give you credit for I can't give you credit for hitting an average on a second or third overall pick. I can take credit away for you picking Marvin Bagley.
I mean, they swindled Tatum their way, though. You know what I mean?
They did. When the Spurs get Wemby, it was they've been plotting.
But hold on, Wemby is going to massively outproduce, if he stays healthy, the average value of a first overall.
Man, the Kings could have got the number 1 pick, and they would have been, what a great front office. They got Wemby. Wemby was gonna be Wemby,
dude. Strategically,
you don't get credit for
No, you definitely do, Mars.
But remember,
look, you drafted LeBron.
Okay. Mars, you got to remember Wemby was born. Wemby was born in what 2004, 2004.
Yeah. Was he 22 now?
You got to remember he was born in 2004, and what's his name?
Tony
Tony
Parker was
Tony
in the
Parker
hospital,
told Tony Parker
and
told
he
Tony
told the
Parker
Spurs,
told
It was
"Spurs are
destined.
Tony
really
Parker
tall,
told them in
baby."
2004 that look, this baby was just born in France. He's gonna be the best ever. Let's start plotting to get him.
Exactly. He was born 3'6". Everyone was like, ooh,
Exactly.
ooh, ooh.
He was like, look, we got.
That's why they had Boris Diaw in 2014. They was trying to show him like, hey, look, this is what these Frenchmen do over here. They win trips. It was the Ryan was on the wall. Like, if anything, I'm giving
You still have to
Boston
win the
more
lottery.
credit.
You still have to win the
You've
lottery.
seen all the pictures
I'm
of
giving
Wemby
Boston
wearing
more credit for
Spurs jerseys
Jaylen Brown
growing
and
up,
Jason
right?
Tatum.
Well, of
than I
course,
am for
yeah.
the Spurs with Wemby.
I'm just playing.
They literally fooled the Sixers. Like they fooled the
Exactly.
Sixers.
Like Jaylen Brown. Like
Okay,
I don't know if people remember. Jaylen Brown was seen as a reach at number 3.
Here's the
Like
thing.
he was so raw.
Jaylen Brown was nasty.
And then Jason Tatum, like Boston had the number 1 pick, traded down to 3 and got the best player in the draft. Like that's way more impressive than winning the lottery and getting the prospect that everyone would have taken with their eyes closed.
That's fair.
Yeah,
I think the Jason
Smart than
Tatum
Jaylen
3 is very insightful because like to know that Fultz was not going to be better than Tatum, they're on the record saying they would have taken Tatum number 1, which would have been hugely bucking the trend because everybody had it was either Fultz or it was either Lonzo Ball. Like you were not picking Tatum number 1.
No, I had
And
Fultz.
now it's like so obvious Tatum should have been number 1, right? And it was only obvious to them. So they were able to swindle extra assets. So that is the one move they get major credits for. They definitely get
They
credit for
swindled the
dumping.
Spurs too. Derek
Fultz
White,
deserved to be
they
number
got
one, by the
Derek
way.
White for nothing. Like
was
literally,
not
for
And
nothing.
in your opinion,
Hold up.
Derek White is the best player on the Celtics.
Go look what they actually traded Derek White for, please.
A first-round
Tell us,
pick,
man.
Romeo Langford, Josh Richardson, and another
Yo.
28 pick that we haven't seen yet.
So
That's what it
2
was.
first-round picks.
And he's now the best player on their team, right?
He wasn't at the time. And
But
by the way-
now he's the
Okay,
best player
Mars,
on their team,
this
right?
is where we say you playing checkers, I'm playing chess. Okay, sit down, sit in the corner, relax. If they don't trade Derek White, okay, guess who they don't get? Alien Man ain't on the team. That's why I was trying to tell you. They took apart a competent roster in order to tank.
but Boston actually won a
teams aren't
championship
doing
already,
that.
though.
No.
All I
hang on.
said was that Boston did a good thing
Yep.
getting Derek White. That wasn't even about the Spurs.
But what I'm trying to tell y'all is trading Derek White at the time, you can only trade him for what he's worth at the time. They got good value for him at the time. They got good value for Jakob Poeltl
What's this
at the
got to do
time.
with Boston? What's this got to do with Boston?
You have to
He took
grade
Boston
these
over the
moves
top, though.
At the time. My God,
What,
man.
what, and they traded. And what did they trade
Fucking
Drew
hell, am I
Holiday for?
speaking a different language?
What did they trade Drew Holiday for?
Like
What did they get Drew Holiday for?
Malcolm.
They got
Malcolm
him for
Brogdon.
Jordan.
Was that the Malcolm
Robert
Brogdon
Williams
trade?
and
Malcolm
Brogdon.
Brogdon and Robert Williams. Robert Williams
Yeah.
is another draft pick they hit on, by the way.
Yeah, for
Um,
sure.
Y'all haven't mentioned Marcus Smart either, because a lot of people was low on Marcus Smart coming out of Oklahoma State.
Mhm.
Marcus Smart is what got them Porzingis, and Marcus Smart was also really good for them for a
Right.
huge amount of years. But even then,
Definitely.
like Porzingis was very good for them. But
The only thing Boston missed on, Ron, the literal only thing they missed on in the last 10 years of substance is Aaron Gordon. They absolutely wanted
Aaron
Aaron.
Nesmith.
No. They were trading for
They
Aaron.
missed
They
2
wanted.
Aarons.
Yeah. They traded Aaron.
Aaron
Nesmith.
Nesmith just wasn't good when he
Yeah,
was
at
in
the
Boston.
time he
Yeah,
got
they
better
did,
with
yeah.
the Pacers. But yeah, if they would have got AG,
But
then they
they
would
got
have been.
Peyton Pritchard in that same draft too. So it's
Yeah, they
like,
got
yeah, they
Peyton
might have missed on Aaron, but got a 6 man of the year. However, Swiper, are you staying with your initial pick with the Spurs?
No.
You're going
You're
Ross.
moving over to the Celtics?
Yeah.
All right, so the Celtics are number 1 on this list. The Boston Celtics, number 1 front office in the NBA. Who is number 2 for you guys?
Mars.
fellas?
If we going all the way back 10 years, it has to be Denver.
Why the hell would it be Denver?
Think about all the people that didn't got to the draft. Mars and the trades. Mars.
Aaron Gordon trade was huge.
RJ Hampton and Gary Harris in 1 first.
Yeah, but that also means you drafted RJ Hampton.
And traded him on his second year. In his second year.
But that
Swiper,
also means you
I'll
drafted
say
RJ
what's
Hampton.
to me, what's the most impressive thing outside of Jokic and Murray, and outside of some of the trades you guys have been able to make? To me, it's them 2 dogs that you got on the wings right now.
Peyton Watson and Christian Brown at
Being
21 and
able
30.
drafting them and developing them.
Getting MPJ at 14 was also huge. Like you did the
That too,
thing that
yeah.
I said, like you bet on someone who was an
That's
injury
somebody who's
risk
better
on
than
the upside.
SGA for at least 2.5 years. Like,
Oh yeah, but you guys also drafted Moody. and he sucked.
Whoa, no, that was that was 15. That was 15. And we made.
Oh, that wasn't. Okay,
we got off him. They got off him
immediately. We still taxing you.
They remember they got Moody and they got Murray the next year.
You guys drafted Moody, so we're not giving them credit for Jokic, right? Because that was
why.
Moody was after Jokic. What? So you don't. So they don't get
remember,
Jokic.
You gotta give them credit for Jokic, Nurkic.
Moving off of Nurkic.
Remember, they got off Nurkic.
They were
for Jokic.
Yeah.
Who was that other? You had what's his name? Joffrey Laverne. He was like
Laverne. Yeah, he was a good player.
Shout out to him. I like Joffrey Laverne.
Swiper, are you going with the Nuggets?
It has to be. If we're doing 10 years, it got to be.
I've got OKC
for 10 years.
Even OKC over the last 10 years. So obviously
they lost Kevin Durant for nothing. Knowing
right, but that's right after KD left, right? The 10 years.
No, he left in 16.
So KD leaving was the start.
They got D'Lo for KD, right? No, that was
KD wasn't a signing trade. KD
that was
left.
golden. That was
so KD was the start of the 10 years. That was the first year, right? So then you build your roster around Russ, and that's like whatever. Obviously you're not winning a championship, but you're a competitive playoff team. You then get Paul George, who is a really, really good player. 2019 Paul George. I would argue 2019 Paul George is the third best player to ever play for the Thunder. At the time, obviously now Shea, but at the time, third best player to ever play for OKC. So you have that. You then trade Russ, get good value back for him, get Chris Paul, get Shea, obviously, with the Paul George trade. So you blow up the team. Ends up getting Chris Paul, who's a huge for like the leadership, all of that stuff. You get Shea, who ends up being the franchise player going forward.
According to you, Mars,
all of the picks you end up getting,
but according
while
to you,
still being
Mars,
competitive in 2020,
by your own logic, Mars,
and then you're the best team in the league. Right?
By your own logic, the Mars, the Nuggets drafted and acquired the better players.
Shea's the best player acquired,
but drafted.
Shea's the best player acquired, right?
Drafted. Well, I count Shea as a draft pick, but I guess he's not. But acquired.
Okay, and then the best player drafted is who in the last 10 years? Jamal Murray?
Yoke. It's
no, last 10 years. Jamal
okay,
Murray?
Jamal. Yeah, Jamal.
So we're taking Jamal Murray over the combined of Chet and Jada.
Well, that's not it.
Why?
There's more players. He just said Peyton Watson and Christian Brown.
Yeah, let's be serious. Chet and Jada.
What do you mean? What do you mean? Peyton Watson?
Okay.
Swiper, keep me out of this, bro. I'm not on your side.
Look, fellas, we gotta move along.
I got J-Dub, bro. I got
OKC. I've got OKC. That's my pick at number 2.
But I got the Nuggets to like 4 though.
Yeah,
OKC's fine.
Damien, who do you got right here?
OKC.
You got OKC. All right, the Oklahoma City Thunder are second on this list. So we got the Boston Celtics first, OKC second, third. Who are we rocking with? Hold on, wait. Swiper, are you going with the Nuggets or the Spurs?
Well, I mean, I just for the second time, I don't think it's worth deliberating all this. I think it has to be the Spurs for the second time.
Everybody has the Spurs?
The Clippers?
No, but it has to be the Spurs for the sake of time. So,
Clippers?
For the sake of sanity, bro.
Swiper, chill.
Somebody said the Peyton Watson hype got to stop, bro. He just started.
29.
The Lakers had the best trade.
The Lakers had the best free agent pickup, right?
Absolutely.
The Lakers got the best player in the world in free agency. They then got Anthony Davis for Lonzo Ball, Brandon Ingram.
Oh shit!
Because of LeBron.
Josh Hart. Cool. Who they acquired in free agency.
This should be a LeBron stat then.
Yeah, sure, cool, whatever. They also then got Luka Doncic.
Like,
I mean,
they picked up the phone and screwed up.
There's so little attention paid to the process of the results, and we're just going on the results. Look, Nico Harrison lost his mind. Okay, the Mavericks ownership did not want to pay him, and so and for whatever reason, the rest of the league was not at all consulted. The Lakers did not.
You know why? Because Rob Pelinka cultivated a relationship with Nico Harrison that allowed Nico Harrison, when he went clinically insane, to only feel comfortable.
It's called Stockholm Syndrome, Ron.
So actually,
but that was
that's even more credit for Rob Pelinka, because the fact that he cultivated that relationship led to Nico Harrison talking to no other team but the Lakers about giving them Luka Doncic. That's great front officing.
I had the Lakers at 6,
and
I wasn't
in
even
the corner,
thinking about.
Watch me cook you.
I don't think that's how it went down.
I
at all.
wasn't even thinking about AD and LeBron, and I had the Lakers at 6. So when I remember about AD and LeBron, since we're going that far back, I think the Lakers have to be next behind the Spurs.
Well, they got the
But
best.
that's not
No
it
way.
though.
Nuh-uh.
Like let's not forget Austin Reeves as well.
Reeves,
Being able to go dig him up as a second round pick,
Bronny,
or undrafted pick. My bad, undrafted pick.
They got Rui
they found
Hachimura for 2 seconds. They got
They
Jared
just got
Vanderbilt.
Luke Kennard for Gabe
Zubac.
Vincent.
Yeah.
They got Zubac. Oh, they traded Zubac away for nothing, even though that was dumb. They got Jared Vanderbilt for 3 seconds, I believe. Now the Lakers should get docked because of the Kyle Lowry trade. That should dock them a lot. They should get docked for that.
Kyle Lowry.
Yeah, because they remember Taylor Horton Tucker. They were like, no, we're not giving him up for Kyle Lowry. And you remember, Penn, was it 20?
Oh shit! Yeah, I remember.
That trade supposed to happen.
I told you.
What was it? Remember when
They also
THT
chose
was ranked
Taylor
above
Horton
Shea
Tucker
on
over
like the
Caruso,
top
but yeah.
25 under 25? Remember that?
Yep.
THT was ranked above Shea. That's not Laker text.
Oh,
Yeah, we don't got to get into that.
Man,
What do gotta do is
Denver
figure out who's number 4.
played you the day before the trade deadline, and in Toronto, and Toronto mopped Denver by 30 because everybody thought that was the Kyle Lowry's last game with the Raptors, and then he ended up staying anyway. And I couldn't believe my eyes.
I got the Lakers, Ron. That's where my vote is.
All right, Ox got the Lakers. Swiper, where you at? You got the Lakers or the Nuggets?
Oh, Nuggets. I mean, Nuggets have done a better job than Lakers have. I mean, that's easy.
Dame, where you at with it?
I got the Warriors here. They got the most active championships since 2016.
Yeah, but how far are we going back?
If you're going back 10, because the new front office sucks. So I guess
The new front office is terrible, but I'm gonna give them some credit for.
You mess up a top 2 pick. You
did.
mess up a top 7 pick. You
did.
mess up. You lose right there.
Kuminga, Moody, and Hassan and
Wiseman.
Whiteside.
what was so Kuminga was he 7th?
7.
Moody was
Right
8th.
ahead of
They still got the most active
14.
championships.
No,
in
Moody
the
was
last 10 years.
14, but
14.
Franz was right behind Kuminga, and Şengün
Yeah.
was right behind Moody. So was Trey Murphy. Trey Murphy probably made more sense for
And
them.
LaMelo
Yeah.
was right behind James Wiseman. So, like, I mean, and these were, like, at least with Jalen Johnson and Alperen Şengün, these were at least guys who were considered in the same range as the prospects. It's one thing to say, oh, you should have picked Pascal Siakam number 3. No, you shouldn't have, because he was supposed to be a second-round pick. But when a player is right in that range and right in your need set and you don't pick them, I got to dock you.
I mean, what's
Yeah, I'm kind of doing current Warriors front office. I'm not about to put the Warriors top 5 because their old front office was competent. Like, because that's not their front office, right?
Draymond
but
and
it's 10
Steph
years.
were all drafted.
Yeah, but
before.
I'm not about to go back to the Timberwolves prior to having Tim Connolly and be like, oh well, they suck. Like, I'm not about to do that. That's a different front office. I'm
But even
following
that front
10
office
years.
missed
ahead.
the hell
I think
of
the
a
most
though.
active. I think the most.
I'm not saying they
active
didn't. I'm
championships
just
in
using
the
that
last
as an
10 years
example.
made
Like, I'm not
sense.
going to be like, oh, the Wizards front office sucks when their new front office has actually been good. Just because we're going back 10 years, it's a different front office. Some team, we can go back 10 years, but if you weren't drafted yet, what am I talking about your career for? I don't.
All right, so Penn, who are you rocking with?
Criteria.
For number 4,
Yeah, I do my own thing all the time.
we have OKC out. We have
I'm a free spirit.
I'm gonna say Toronto. Screw it.
Over Denver.
Yeah, just because you're here.
I got
All right.
Indiana.
If you weren't here, I would
Indiana.
say
Yeah,
I like it.
Indiana.
I like the
Nice
Indiana
one.
pick.
I got
Yeah.
Indiana.
Swiper, I'm
Back
rocking
in
with
that
you.
pick, yeah.
I'm going with the Nuggets, and ultimately the Nuggets will be number 4 on this list.
I got Indiana till they make it, which they might not ever make it, so I might not have to contribute.
All right,
will
we're
say
only
this.
gonna do top 5. Just do the time. We don't have enough. We're
Okay,
not
well, I
gonna-
got Indiana.
Whoa. Let's think about this list. You don't just rush through stuff, Mars. Hold on.
No, I thought about it. I
No,
got
you
Indiana.
haven't. No, the Heat
Oh,
deserve
okay.
talks right here.
I'm
They
good.
do.
I got
They
Indiana.
absolutely do.
The
I'm
Knicks
good. I
deserve.
got
The
Indiana.
Leon Rose Knicks absolutely deserve talks right here.
Sure.
Yep.
Yep.
They traded for Cat. They got Brunson in for off the market because they knew what he was. They got OG. Then they got Mikhail. They had
They built a
Dante.
good deal.
But the team that
I think
drafted
Toronto-
OG
They got
gets no
Toronto-
Bojan
credit.
too, he
Toronto
just
as well.
couldn't hold up.
Who?
The team
Who?
that
I got
drafted
Bojan.
OG doesn't get nothing.
Yeah.
The team that drafted
Um,
Pascal, drafted OG, drafted Norm.
Okay, but they
don't get
wasted
nothing?
all those players. They kept them for too long.
What did you
everybody
guys
knows
trade?
that.
What did
I
you
think
guys trade
recently,
Pascal for?
Houston
Bruce
have
Brown.
done well as well.
Whoa,
Bruce Brown. Bruce Brown. and some pick.
No. Once again, checkers, not chess. Go sit in the corner again. We traded for Brandon Ingram and Jacoby Walter.
Oh,
Fellas,
long term thinking. Okay.
Look,
That's nothing.
Houston have been good recently as well.
Brandon Ingram.
Brandon Ingram is nothing.
Kobe Walter is
Fellas,
nothing.
No.
Brandon Ingram's their
check this
best
out.
player. Swipe, what are you talking about?
You guys are
Jacoby
not
is
gonna be able
Double
to
rage
get
bait.
into
Double
each
rage
other.
bait. Which one do you address, man?
Panel,
Address,
everybody,
address neither.
order in the courtroom. Pin. I actually do want to get through the top 10 list because it is a lot of teams here. And I just want to kind of sort it out. So look, we're just going to go rapid fire. Who you got is who you got. Pin, you've made your point for Toronto. We've made our point for the Miami Heat. We know who these teams are. We know what the Knicks have done. I actually do want to see where everything can rank out. So let's just run through these next 6 picks, and then we can come back and re-talk about it. However, as of right now, let me go ahead and put this on the screen. This is what we got. Let's see if we can get through 10. At 5, Big Ox, who do you have? Do you still have the Lakers?
I have the Los Angeles Lakers. Yes, I do.
Okay. I have the Lakers as well. Pin, you still have the Raptors?
Yeah, of course.
Mars, you still have the Pacers? Damian, you still have the Warriors?
No, if we're not going 10 years, I'll do the Nuggets.
Nuggets
Nuggets
are
already
on the
there.
list. Yeah.
Give me Indiana as well, actually.
Pacers, okay. Swiper, where you at?
Man, this winning bias thing is disgusting.
Winning bias. Indiana ain't win a championship.
Trying to think. Indiana's in there.
Don't forget Cleveland, y'all.
I haven't.
Man, Phoenix. Hey, y'all, Phoenix should be up here too. Y'all hating on Phoenix.
No,
Hating on Phoenix.
Bradley
No,
Bill
that's taking
alone.
granted right now.
Bradley
No,
Bill
hold on.
alone
Strip-
disqualifies.
strip
him.
swipe
We
of his
got
vote.
it. Hey, we got to get through this list, Swiper. Who do you have?
Man, put the Miami Heat here. They're way more successful in the last
I'm not
whatever
mad at-
years than the Lakers are.
I'm really not mad at the
They've
Heat.
had like
Check
10
this out.
coaches since 2009, Mars. Wake up.
Check this out. We don't have a time to run. We don't have time to run a poll. So we have 2 votes for the Pacers, 2 votes for the Lakers. Pin and Swiper, you two are the 2 that didn't vote for the Lakers or the Pacers. I'm gonna allow you guys the opportunity to pick between these 2 teams.
I guess the
Who you got,
Pacers,
Pin?
even though there's no logic behind it. So, whatever.
He just hates the Lakers.
Oh, okay.
Pin, who you got?
What have the Pacers done, Mars?
I abstain.
The Pacers have been one of the
All right, Pacers got it.
proponents of not only Moneyball but maximizing their roster with cheaper salaries, so they're never in the aprons at all, because they maximize skill sets instead of just overpaying people. So when they trade Domantas Sabonis for Tyrese Halliburton, who most people, understandably so, said Domantas Sabonis was a better player, but Tyrese Halliburton made more sense financially, buying low on guys like Obi Toppin, Aaron Nesmith of the world, who had skill sets that were deemed valuable for what they were trying to implement, despite probably not maintaining or having similar value elsewhere. So I think what I'm most impressed by with the Pacers, also Rick Carlisle's been a great pickup for them. What I'm most impressed by with the Pacers is that their philosophy of signing and drafting players is based not on like overall ability, but just based on their strengths that help their system. Because when you're a small market team, unlike the Lakers, you don't have the luxury of we can go get Anthony Davis or we can go get LeBron in free agency. So you have to maximize on the margins. And I think no team's done that as well as the Pacers have, which is why they've been competitive for the large part of the last 10 years with different iterations, with Oladipo, with Sabonis. They had their few tanking years in like the early 2020s, like 2022, 2023. But then right after that, back-to-back conference finals appearances or finals appearance. And then this year with Halliburton being injured, they even did the same thing with Zoo, being able to get Zoo. So you're building again for next year. That's another pick. That's another I think is going to show dividends, or at least is a move in the right direction. Even if it doesn't work out, it's just the philosophy behind things. I think they make a lot of good decisions, and they don't make a lot of rash decisions. Like even getting Pascal for the price that they got Pascal for, like that's a great investment. So yeah, I think
they paid nothing for Pascal. I think
they make good
round
decisions.
picks is not nothing.
Nothing. For
I think they make good decisions. Yeah,
415
fellas,
wins for the Pacers over the last 10 years, including playoffs. 415. Keep that number in mind.
How many?
All right, fellas.
How many is that averaging a year, Penn?
How many did Toronto have, Penn? Because that's what he's trying to get to. How many did Toronto?
Did you just ask how many 415 is across 10?
Yeah,
it's 41.5. How many did Toronto have, Penn?
The Toronto Raptors have. That's a good
well,
question.
technically, it's actually not 41.5.
All right, look, while he's looking that up, fellas, we moving on to the next
491.
pick. All right, so 49 wins over 10
less than
years.
500.
49.
All right, here's how we rocking, fellas. Ox, are you staying with the Lakers?
Yeah.
Pin, are you staying with the Raptors?
Yes. Until
Swiper,
further
are you
notice.
staying with the Miami Heat?
Yeah.
All right, Damian and Mars, who do you guys have next?
I got the Lakers.
I'm very tempted to say Utah.
Lakers.
Do you grade on a bar for giant markets like this?
I'm not.
I just picked
Lakers.
Pacers.
Absolutely not.
I mean, LeBron and AD
Toronto.
that's kind of a heavyweight.
You're gonna say Toronto, Damian?
Drafting Caruso, getting Reeves. That's a big deal.
All right, so next up on the list is the Lakers. The Lakers are taking. Hold on, let me put it up. The Lakers have the number 6 spot on this list.
Oh my God.
At number 7, Pin, are you staying with the Raptors?
Just stop asking me, man.
Over the
This
Timberwolves.
This is embarrassing.
Think about it, Mars.
Embarrassing.
Timberwolves, they rebuilt from the Andrew Wiggins days to the Jimmy Butler / Carl Anthony Towns.
We gotta.
You're telling me two different front offices.
You don't even have the Timberwolves right now. You got the Heat. All right, so Mars, me, you, and Ox pick the Lakers. Who are we repicking? Dame, you're staying with the Raptors, I'm assuming. Swiper, you're staying with the Heat, I'm assuming. Pin, you probably want to go with the Wolves because Swiper has mind control over you. But Mars, Ox, who you guys rocking with?
I like the Knicks and Miami, honestly. The Knicks have done a good job of turning around their franchise.
Sucks now.
But Miami's consistency.
Another team that hasn't won a championship. Oh my God. Okay.
I mean, y'all got gifted Kawhi. I mean,
no, we traded. We traded for Kawhi. We took a calculator.
They got gifted. When did they get
traded?
Literally, the definition of gifted.
We blew up.
San Antonio didn't want to trade him where he wanted to go. That's why you got him.
This is the dumbass.
You got gifted Kawhi by the fact that you guys were in a different country.
Yeah,
out of spite. Y'all got him out of
spite.
spite.
They wanted to throw Kawhi to the Wolves.
We were on pace for more wins the year after he left.
That was punishment.
And the only reason you won the championship is because of Kawhi.
He went there on timeout.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody in their mind knew, oh, wow, they really messed up Kawhi's career. That was the whole narrative at the time. They threw him to Toronto, who was a lifeless, winless bum franchise that was getting dogged down by LeBron every year, and then Kawhi went over there and saved you.
Actually, really dumb. If you don't understand that 2013 to 2021, the Raptors were a good team.
They weren't. They were a good regular season team, and they got dogged every year.
Now you're trolling.
LeBronto for a reason. LeBronto. Every time DeMar DeRozan saw LeBron,
I got the Bulls, man. I after the top 5, I ran out of teams. I don't know. I got the Bulls.
I haven't slept enough for this much rage bait. There's too much stupidity.
As of right now, Pin, you can relax. As of right now, I know they're not as high as you want them to be, but the Toronto Raptors are number 7 on this list. At number 8, fellas, we got 3 more teams. So we only got 3
How are
teams
they over Miami, Ron?
Because they got voted over Miami.
They got Jimmy Butler. They rebuilt their team 3 times.
So have the Raptors.
They got Jimmy for nothing, and he took them to 2 titles. And they drafted Bam. And they drafted Tyler Hero. And they drafted Duncan Robinson.
We drafted
Khalil Ware,
Norm, OG, Scotty.
And your team wasn't doing anything. You haven't been relevant since Kawhi left.
Man, I can't wait to smack your
swipe.
Portland.
I can't wait for the Raptors to beat the crap out of the fucking Denver Nuggets, bro.
All right, y'all.
Hey,
we do know now that in Portland we will be adding something to the list. We will be adding.
Wait a minute.
Slapping the hell out of Swipe.
Hey, yo, check. Somebody check the Mayan calendar. See if we can get there in the next decade.
That's
all right, all right, fellas. We gotta move on to the next team, though.
You couldn't even beat the C team Nuggets with no Jonas Valanciunas or Jokic. You got outplayed in your own game, in your own house.
All right, Swiping Ox have Miami. Damian, who do you have?
Hush up, Penn. You sitting there in the quiet corner.
Miami, yeah.
Let me put the list on the screen. Who do you got? Miami.
Miami,
Ron, taking the Raptors just so that Penn wouldn't have a.
No, I actually got the Raptors over.
Not over Miami. You do not. Not over the Wolves. You do not.
How are you going to tell me who I got?
The Minnesota Timberwolves have rebuilt their team twice and better than the Raptors in both eras.
Don't have the Raptors.
They're not better. They're not better than the Wolves.
They went from the DeRozan iteration.
Let me
the Raptors have 1 year with an American missionary. They had 1 year. American missionary took over 1 year. That's
my
it.
God.
491 wins in 1 year, huh?
The Raptors
That
were
must been a hell
literally
of a
finishing
year.
number one. In
Bro, the Raptors haven't done anything, Ron, outside of one season. The Wolves have made it to back-to-back conference finals. They got the best defensive player. They got the best player. They got the best front office. They got a better coach. They got a better roster. All the way up and down, the Wolves are better.
Yo, man.
The stadium's better. The city's better. The food is better.
Your Mr. Potato Head ass trying to disrespect Kyle Lowry, Masai Ujiri, Norman Powell, Pascal.
Kyle Lowry.
Yeah, best
Yo,
pull-up
don't
jump shooter in
disrespect Kyle Lowry,
2017.
bro. Come on,
Okay.
bro. Don't disrespect Kyle Lowry. That's
Now
not
go shine that
necessary.
noggin. and
He
hopefully
said that's the franchise.
Raptors information.
I need y'all to lock in. We literally have 3 more picks to make. Ox, you have the Heat. Mars, who do you have?
Don't say Chicago, but
All right, Mars is just Mars.
The Wizards
just
front
gonna
office,
ask
I
you
think,
no
has
more.
done a good job recently. They just got Anthony Davis and Trey Young. They just drafted Trey Johnson. Since they
Pin,
changed
who
their
do you-
front office, I think they've been good.
Pin, the Raptors are gone. Who do you have?
Let's go with
The Heat, man. The Heat.
Actually, it's already the Heat. We have enough picks for the Heat. The Heat are next.
Too
So the
bad.
Heat are number 8. Now at 9 and 10, the Heat are off the board. Who are we rocking with?
I got Cleveland.
Who drafted Kyle Lowry?
New York.
Houston. They should be on the
New
list.
New York's a good pick.
Yeah,
Go
I'm
Cleveland.
with
Memphis
New York,
drafted
too.
Kyle Lowry.
I'm
Memphis,
going New York.
not
I'm going New York,
Florida.
not Cleveland.
You
I'm
don't,
going
you don't remember Memphis drafting Kyle Lowry? You weren't watching the basketball back then?
I wasn't born.
Mars.
No, I was talking to you. I was talking to you.
Oh yeah, Swiper. Yeah.
All right, so New York got 3 picks. So I'm going to rock with New York at number 9. For number 10, last but not least on this list, who are we rocking with? We have the Celtics 1, OKC Thunder 2, San Antonio Spurs 3, Denver Nuggets 4, Indiana Pacers 5, Los Angeles Lakers 6, Toronto Raptors 7, Miami Heat 8, New York Knicks 9. At number 10, fellas, who are we rocking with?
It's between Cleveland and Portland for me. Oh, and Utah.
It's Washington. It's Washington for me.
Wait. Are we really saying the Phoenix Suns have no love here?
I'm gonna go with
They
Detroit.
got they Bradley Beal is disqualified.
Detroit's not bad. Detroit's not bad.
I'm gonna go with
I
Detroit.
think I'm gonna go with Utah. I think.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Utah. I'm going with Utah for sure.
Ever since, yeah.
I know it's recency bias. but
I
feel
also
like-
thought about Utah, but yeah, I go to Wizards.
Cleveland, Utah, and Portland. I'm gonna go with Utah.
I got Cleveland.
The only
got
move
Houston.
the Wizards have made that I haven't liked was when they traded Denny. But everything else, yeah, I think they missed.
Rui? They traded Rui for nothing.
That was different regime.
because he was garbage.
Different front office.
Rui
I'm talking
was
about
good,
the
bro.
new.
Yeah, bro.
I'm talking about the current Wizards front office. They've only made one move that I think doesn't make sense, and that was Denny.
All right,
Everything
Ox
else,
got
yeah.
Utah. Damian, who you got?
Houston.
Yeah, they had the James
man,
Harden
that's
era too. Yeah, different
Houston's not
regime,
bad.
whatever.
Houston.
That counts.
How much does Houston lose for
Yeah.
picking Jalen Green
Don't
over?
lose at all. Jalen Green was great.
They really
Yeah,
drafted
KD.
Kevin Durant.
Yeah, I'm not having this conversation with you over Evan Mobley.
Jalen Green. I
Like-
wasn't talking to
like-
have a conversation with you either.
I mean, I don't know. I'm not. Daryl Morey is Daryl Morey is in Philly now. I'm not. That's not part of Houston for me. But Raphael Stone, I think Raphael Stone's done a pretty good job for the most part.
The Jalen Green
think so.
pick was Raphael Stone.
Yeah,
who you
I
got?
don't. I think he got that one wrong, but I think for the most part he's been all right.
Penn and Swiper, who you guys got?
I got Detroit. Give me Detroit. It's a major recency bias, but I really like the roster that they built.
Swiper, who you rocking with?
The Wizards essentially
Silence
traded.
feels
Kyle
weird.
I'm
Kuzma
going with
for
the Knicks.
Anthony
I think
Davis
people
for
since
Swindle.
Leon Rose has been there, they've been elite.
The Knicks are on the list, Swiper.
The Wizards essentially
so
traded Kyle Kuzma for Anthony Davis, just so you know.
These are some,
Really?
some Mars picked the Wizards, Dame picked the Rockets, Ox picked the Jazz, I picked the Cavaliers, Penn picked the Pistons. So it's literally
I'm going Philly.
No way.
Might be
You serious?
wrong.
Philly's front office.
That is inconclusive.
They did a great job.
Does
Multiple times.
Milwaukee get
Ron,
zero?
you can't let them pick the
I think
Milwaukee.
I thought you were gonna be on the Charlotte train, bro.
I think Milwaukee's done a good job. I think the last few years was kind of derailed things, but I think Milwaukee's a good pick.
It was 10 years.
Yeah, that's what I said. I think Milwaukee's a good pick.
Mm.
Still got Washington.
I thought you were going to be on the Charlotte train, Pim.
No, because prior to this year, they've been absolutely horrible. At least the Pistons have had winning seasons in the last 10 years.
All right, well, fellas, that concludes that segment. We all picked the last pick, so we only have 9 because we don't have time to figure out what's going to happen with that 10th pick. However, chat, I need you guys to lock in for a couple different things. I need you guys to download the Splash Sports app because when you play $5, you will get 50 back credited from Splash Sports. There's nowhere else where you will get $50 for only playing $5. You give me 5, I give you 50. On top of that, they have the best multipliers in the game. You can win up to 50 times the amount that you put in when you do a 6-leg contest. Chat, lock in, download the app, and use code CHOICE to get $50 when you play just 5. And also, while you're at it, make sure that when you click the link in the bio to download the Splash Sports app, you grab your tickets to our live show in the Motor Center. Yes, we will have a live show in the Motor Center April 10th for the Blazers versus the Clippers. We will have a show live before the game. Then we'll all go watch the game after we have a meet and greet. And then after that, we will have a post-game fan experience. And that's probably going to be the best part of the night. But you guys be sure to lock in because this is going to be an amazing time. I encourage everybody that doesn't live in Portland, if you're in a different state, make it a weekend because we will be hooping that next day on Saturday. We'll get some runs in, and it'll be a good time. You'll get an opportunity to pull up on us, watch us do our PC versus the world, and it's just going to be a great time. And then there's another game on Sunday that if you buy tickets to this game, you will get half off to that game as well. So you can make a weekend out of it, pull up to Portland for the weekend, kick it with the panel all weekend, and we're going to have a hell of a time. All right, y'all. We got super chat, so let's go ahead and dive into these. The first super chat that I got is from Jordan Reed. Jordan Reed said the NBA just dropped the top 99 players this season so far on Bleacher Report, and it's already nasty.
Where was Scotty at?
Are we going to react to that tomorrow? He's 20.
Yeah, we can do that.
He's 21. Are we going to react to that tomorrow?
We can absolutely do that.
So
ESPN has been consistently higher on Scotty Barnes than the panel and also the Raptors media. So shout out to
them niggas don't know ball over there.
The Raptors media isn't high on Scotty.
I'm saying the Raptors media hasn't been as high on Scotty as ESPN.
So BR has him at 21. I think that's about right.
Yeah.
They got Şengün ahead of him though, so I would be very upset if I was a Toronto Raptors fan.
They have Denny at 16, and
they got James Harden above him this year, which I also don't agree with. They got Jalen Johnson ahead of him, Denny Avdia ahead of him.
These are nasty already, man.
Cool. Yeah, we'll get into it tomorrow, guys.
I saw their number 1 and just stopped looking at the list. The list was trash.
Is it Jokic?
Obviously,
yes.
But Mars isn't. He's trolling once again.
Obvious. Okay, it's not obvious
to everyone. I mean, everyone I've talked to says number 1.
The next super chat is from Trey Ray. Trey said, "I'm not blaming them for the Harden trade because that was ownership. However, does OKC deserve at least a bit of a knock for having 2 superstars and drafting guys off the principle of fuck it, they'll learn to shoot?"
Okay, see, who's he talking about? Who did they draft?
Lou Dort.
No,
he was undrafted.
Who was the athlete they had? Pin, the one they drafted.
He was Ferguson.
Diablo.
Diallo.
Hamidou Diallo. Yeah, he's definitely that one. He fits that. Yeah.
I mean, a lot of their players.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
A lot of their players fit that description.
Boy couldn't shoot worth a lick.
A lot of their players fit that description.
I remember back when the Thunder were tanking and they were like, "Oh, Darius Baisley, he part of the future." Shout out to Darius Baisley. He's talented. He never figured out how to shoot either. So maybe
Darius Baisley was a really good 2K player. I just want.
He was on the Lakers Summer League roster this year.
Darius Baisley is a good player. It's just he can't shoot. So it's.
Darius Baisley was like the modern day Anthony Randolph.
Would our GOAT Mark Mo? Oh man, what's his first name? No, Williams from North Carolina, bro. Played for Charlotte. Marvin Williams. Do you think he'd be playing right now in this league?
Sure.
Yeah, I think Marvin will be playing in the
But he wasn't like a certified defender. He was like, you know what I mean? He was not like super athletic.
Shoot the ball
defensively.
Yeah, but he was how tall was Marvin Williams? Like 6'8"?
6'8".
Yeah, he's 6'8", play the 4 in today's game, could shoot the 3. Could do a little bit off the bounce. Yeah, he wasn't much of he wasn't gonna like create for other people, but definitely could like the closeout attacking of like modern day. Yeah, Marvin Williams was decent. Now Marvin Williams was a top 3 pick, right? I don't think that's happening.
He was number
Williams
2.
and Batum on
Yeah,
the
I
wings.
don't think
Williams
that's
and Batum
happening.
on the wings. What does the chat know about that? What does the chat know about that, man?
Hey,
Shout
we
out
ain't gonna
Marvin
talk about
Williams.
Nicholas Batum, man.
You know, all that time we talked
Another
about Paolo,
Seattle guy, Marvin
we
Williams.
never brought up Michael Beasley for Paolo comps.
He wishes he could be as good as Michael Beasley.
That's interesting.
I
That's an
know,
interesting
right?
comp,
But still,
Yeah.
Beasley's
All right,
a
the
better
next
basketball
super chat-
player, but Paulus, go ahead.
Beasley better than him today.
Stop it.
The next super
All
chat
right.
I got is from
Let them run the ones, and I guarantee Beasley wins.
you
Guarantee.
said that Cam Boozer right now is better
Yeah,
than
Cam Boozer
Paolo
today is
Banchero.
better
I'll
than
be
Paolo,
seeing you
yeah.
on the timeline. That is, if that is true,
Hey, Ron, I just want you to
He better
know
than
Mars
all
has lost a lot of motion on Twitter. And now when he be trolling other people's comments, he get like 20 likes.
he ratioed the living
6
crap out of
likes.
I
his
don't
last one.
troll. I haven't been in your replies in a minute.
No, not me. I see you in other people's comments. Other
20
people's
likes
comments.
is good,
Who
man.
else do I really reply to?
You be
I don't
trying to
know.
you be trying to get off your little jokes. And Twitter was like,
He
Matumbo.
reposted something I posted. I was like, yo, where the hell did I get 200,000 views from? Come to
You're
see.
welcome.
what did he say? What did he say that you
I like helping small creators. So, you know.
Was that the
What did he say?
championship one, Pen?
Small creators,
Yeah.
huh? All right.
Oh, Pin, that fan fiction you wrote about Scotty Barnes by 2040 was disgusting, by the way. Disgusting fan fiction.
fan fiction and
Yes, in every way, shape, or form. Every way, shape, or form.
Okay.
He's already, what year is this? 5?
Do you understand? No,
is this
do
year
you
5?
understand my record of predicting the
Is
truth?
year 5?
Like, do you understand my record of predicting the future? Mr.
Damien, is this year 5 for Scotty?
Luka going to Chicago? No, LA.
Damien, is this year 5 for Scotty?
This year 5.
Is he 25 this year? Is he 25?
He's 24.
No, he's 24.
Okay, you
Yeah,
realize by next year, Shea and Jokic won MVPs. So he's going to have to get started to at least get in top 4 by next year.
Okay,
by next
listen,
year.
That's not how it works.
Yes, it
Okay?
is.
No, it's not.
What player starts winning MVPs in their late 20s?
Oh my
Steve
God.
Nash, quick to you.
That's
There you go.
different.
Why is that different?
That's an all-time great offensive engine. That's not
Quick to,
Scotty.
quick to.
And
I mean,
Scotty's an
technically
all-time great
Kobe
defensive
Bryant
engine.
too, but
What?
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, but Kobe was in and around those.
I don't
tours, so
expect to
yeah.
have this. Like, this
Oh
is
yeah,
a
bro.
long
Is
conversation.
Scotty going to be? He's not even in contention for second team All NBA this year. Golly.
Okay, cool.
All right,
Good
fellas.
for
The
you,
next
man.
super chat is from Masinko. Masinko said the issue for me with tanking is outside of basketball. You are trying to lose for a better future, but still try to price out average fans with merch and tickets with a bad product.
How much are tickets for tanking teams?
Well, last year
That was that
Raptors
Mark
were
Cuban rant, right?
Exceedingly
That was
high.
that Mark Cuban rant. You guys saw that?
I'll be seeing like on the I don't check ticket prices, but if you do, go to the Game Time app. It's just like I'll be seeing on the timeline. Oh, tickets to get into Memphis Jazz $6. It's like you really being priced out.
Yeah, but
No,
tickets
whoa,
last year
relax.
to go watch
The experience up
Raptors
here is not the
Nuggets
same.
was like
It's not the same.
$180, which sucked.
What's wrong with
Matter of
Mark
fact,
Cuban was
let's check
disgusting.
Game Time real quick.
I don't even think 180 is that much. So trying to go to an NBA game.
For not great seats.
Damien, by the way, do you
I
agree with
wasn't
this?
Then
talking-
don't go.
I wasn't saying courtside.
Penn said that the Nuggets and Raptors have the same odds of winning a championship from 2027 to 2039. Do you agree with that, Damien?
No.
We meant to know what's going to happen in
Did I-
13.
Did I say 2027 or did I say
You said
2029?
27.
Okay, cool. I'll stick with it. Yep. Yeah. I don't think.
I
I
agree.
don't
So Scotty
think
Barnes
I
could be
agree
number
with
2 to
you.
who by that point?
Oh my gosh! Stop with this number 1, number 2 shit. You're
Kawhi
telling,
coming
you're
back.
telling on
Kawhi
yourself.
coming back?
You are telling on
coming back.
yourself, Mr. Swiper. You are telling on yourself.
I mean, you
Okay.
need a number 1. I'm not telling you. He's not even Hallie. It's like at least Hallie like it's Hallie. You know what I mean? Shut.
He's not
But
even
At
Hallie.
least Hallie is Hallie. Yeah, thanks.
He averages as many points as LaMelo Ball, but he's
Oh
not
my
Hallie.
gosh.
You don't
All
think
right,
LaMelo's a number 1? What's that going to do anything?
The next super chat that I got is from Nas number 9. Nas said, I know this is a Hoop Talk podcast, but shout out to Hoop Talk podcast. But I just want to say RIP to Lil Papa. Mental health problems are real and they suck. Check on your people. Nas, you are
25 years
100% right.
old, man. He's
Pray-
25.
Is that
Yeah,
a rapper?
prayers out there to everybody that has lost
Sounds
a
like
loved
a
one.
rapper. Yeah.
I hope that this is a place where people, when you're going through a tough or difficult time, or when you're not in the right mental space, or if you happen to lose somebody close to you, I hope that we provide a space where you can come and just basically release all of that, release all your worries, release all your cares, be able to unplug from the world. I hope we give you that type of platform, that type of conversation, that type of entertainment, and that type of value. RIP to everybody that's just.
Yeah, he was out here in
RIP.
Atlanta. He was in Fulton County too. Yeah, that's tough, man. Obviously, praying for his family.
The next super chat is from Tupac Westside. Tupac said the Kings' main problem was adding more offensive players over the years instead of building a good defense. They were already set offensively.
He must be talking about Light the Beam. They were just all offense, no defense, I'm assuming.
I mean, they tried to add defense, dude. Keegan was
Sabonis had a
defender.
DPOY vote, so he had him and Keegan. I don't know, that's good defense.
Don't forget Davion.
Keon, Davion.
De'Aaron played defense
at some point, yeah.
But you got to watch to know that, Morris. Most people that don't watch don't know.
Covered the Kings in 2019. By the way,
but now that he's playing with Wemby, I'm happy people get to see him now, so they can tell.
Brian Cook sent through a $10 super chat and said, "Pin, I'm not trying to make fun of you. I just need to know, why isn't Joker your GOAT? He's a good defender, plus on defense, and the greatest offensive player ever, apparently. What's holding him back?"
First of all, him being better than a completely terrible Anthony Edwards on defense this year, in my opinion, does not make him a good defender. He's okay. He's all right. He's not as bad as people gas it up to be, and he's not the greatest offensive player of all time. Michael Jordan is, in my opinion. So, yeah. Why is he not the GOAT? Because, as I mentioned in the Kobe Bryant rant, my definition of greatness has changed to how much do you impact the game? How much do you influence the game? How much do you grow the game? And I just don't think Jokic has done that. And obviously, legacy, resume, all that stuff, how many championships you win, how much do you dominate? Do other people win on your watch? Yeah, I'm sorry. Like, the growth of the game stuff is a life. You got to devote your life to this shit. You got to be about it.
Shout out to Bill Russell, man.
Bill Russell, Kareem, Michael, LeBron.
Kareem ain't really grow the game that much, but Bill Russell,
Larry, Magic. Yep.
Larry and Magic for sure. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Who hasn't had somebody else win a championship on their watch? Bill Russell. That's it. Except for Wilt.
Will and Bob Pettit won.
I mean, when Michael Jordan started going, unless he was retired.
There's plenty of people that won on his watch.
95, Hakeem won. MJ was in the league. Also 02 and 03. The Lakers and the Spurs won.
Also 89.
He played in the playoffs and lost.
87.
I'm cool. I'm cool. If you want to start it from be like, oh, well, when MJ started winning, so you ignore 84 to 90, I understand that. Ignoring 95 like he wasn't in the NBA, that's where
he's coming back from baseball, dude.
Cool.
Oh, he still dropped 45 on the next.
Cool. Because when he had a double nickel, he was great. When he's averaging 30 in the playoffs, he's great. MJ was in the league. He lost. It's okay. We don't need to. He lost. Like, it's okay.
Anyway, point is, Jokic is not the GOAT. That's all I want to say.
Yeah, he also got like dogged down by the Celtics too, like multiple times, in Detroit too for several years. So but shout out.
Yeah, definitely lost before he started winning for sure. But even in the midst of it, yeah, he lost.
LeBron definitely let people win on this watch. So the Curry, Tim Duncan especially.
Oh, we know everybody got off on LeBron.
Oh well, we know Bron. Yeah, Bron made legacies. Hey,
but that's just the type of guy that Bron is. He's such a giving.
But you hear Kendrick Perkins talking about it now.
Championships.
You see Kendrick Perkins talking about it now. You see Barack Obama talking about it. You see Ryan Clark talking about it. It's like the whole world is waking up to the impact of LeBron James on this game and Kobe Bryant.
Pin, you really put Barack on game, man. Shout out to you.
Shout out to Barack. I appreciate you for picking up on our conversation.
What am I talking about? What happened? What happened with Barack? What did I miss?
Don't even worry
about the intensity of the All-Star game and how Victor
And
Wembanyama
it's
brought it back.
it's Bron's fault. Yeah, everything's
Yup.
Bron's fault. Yeah.
We're not going to get into that conversation. What we will do is get into the next super chat from Reginald Deborah. Reginald said, "How the fuck do the Kings hit rock bottom from the bottom? Only thing worse is being a Raptors fan
Facts.
and liking Scotty Bums. Shout out to King Penry III."
Mm.
I'm not even the
Who's
eighth,
King?
but,
Who's King Penry?
It's you.
You.
Shout out my man
That's
King
not
Penry.
necessary, man. Scotty Barnes is a baller, man.
He is. He nice. See that game winner in the All-Star game?
No, actually, I didn't.
Oh, it was nice.
All right, the next super chat is from Nathaniel.
Nathaniel.
I don't know how to say your last name, so I'm just going to say it's from Nathaniel. Nathaniel said, "Had an argument earlier. Is it crazy to say Middleton is comfortably better than Clay, prime Clay, or is better than Clay prime for prime?"
Yeah.
I strongly
your mind?
disagree. Yeah, I strongly disagree.
That
Comfortably,
Middleton,
yes.
the rewrite on Clay's career is crazy.
It really is.
Comfort-
It really
comfortably, I strongly disagree. I think you could make the argument. I think you'd still probably lose, but comfortably,
just- Had to be there.
I just hate how Draymond sympathizers try to use Klay Thompson as their, their springboard to act like Draymond was doing something he wasn't. Man, come on.
Draymond was the
Klay
second best player on those
Klay
teams.
Thompson, see guys like this that say
it was
nonsense
Steph
like
or
that
KD,
type of shit.
but yeah.
But either way, man, Klay was really that
Right.
dude, man. Klay was really that dude.
Play was amazing.
The immortal Klay Thompson.
Chris Middleton was that dude too. I got Clay, but shout out to Chris because I do. It's a conversation and a debate that could be had. I'm comfortably taking Clay, but Chris was like that, especially during that championship run.
Yeah.
And on top of that, if like during his prime, if the Bucks would have been competent all those years, he would have put in work all those years, through and through, playoffs, regular season, all of that stuff. And we would probably be higher.
Well, don't get me wrong. I mean, you know, I'm super high on Chris Middleton. This isn't about Chris Middleton or me saying he's not of that good or whatever. Any silly narrative like Chris Middleton was one of them for his time, but Klay Thompson, prime for prime, better for sure. I got Klay, and it's not for me. It's not a conversation. Y'all could talk about it.
Yeah, I'm comfortably taking Clay, but I could listen to the argument.
All right, the next super chat is from Jamie Hastings. Jamie said, "My thing is, how can the league be advocating for sports betting while a quarter of the league is actively trying to lose?"
Just take the less.
Well, that's the report. That's the report. They're saying that was the big reason why Adam Silver is trying to stop it, is because the apps are having issues with teams tanking, and it's messing up their their situation over there.
It's only if they sit him at the end of the games. That's what messes it up. Also, these last minute scratches are also pretty weird, right? Because we're making a pick right now. We don't know. Like, there might be some random player who just gets, I don't know, scratched late. And then a guy that we have less, maybe he starts.
If only it was the 80s and the 90s.
Life. Yeah,
we wouldn't have to worry about this problem.
Christmas.
All right, Damien.
All right, Damien.
See you, Damien. I fully empathize with Damien's sleep schedule right now. I haven't slept in 36 hours. I'm like fried. That's also why I
haven't slept
absolutely
in like 45
cannot
minutes.
Shit that I've been listening to today.
But you did listen to it.
You should probably go.
Yeah, I
take a nap,
did
man.
listen to it.
I haven't slept in like an hour, so.
Yeah, I feel for you. I feel for you, Pen, man. Drink a cup of Joe or something. Man.
Y'all recovered from LA yet?
What you mean recovered from LA?
Yeah, Ox is in the same time zone, so he chill.
True.
Either way, even when I go out the time zone like that, jet lag stuff, it's just not real to me. It's not real.
Yeah, jet lag's a myth.
That is such a myth.
Facts.
Like, just rock. Yeah, you just gotta rock. Right? I don't know.
All right, next super chat is from Weedy Jenkins. Weedy said, "Are you ready for the Crafters to disappoint you post All-Star break?" Pin. Still all love, bro. Also, Ox 2026 panelist MVP run because Kawhi is healthy. Go Ox, go.
Wow, I don't I don't want anything to be tied to Kawhi Leonard. You know what I'm saying? He's the 2026 MVP. You know what I'm saying? That don't got nothing to do with me. You know what I mean? Absolutely.
So,
nothing.
actually, part of the reason why I got MVP was because of, Hallie's run and whatnot.
Because
Like,
you
my
rigged
MVP
it.
run,
That's how come you
my
got
MVP run was tied to Halliburton. So, like, if Kawhi
Should
Leonard
have
was
been
to
tied
make
to Giannis.
Yo, Ron,
And Trey.
you won the same way Joe Biden won. Right, Swiper? Mail-in votes.
Shout out Joe Biden and shout out the mail-in votes. Hey, y'all don't be mad at me because I got a big
Yes,
shiny
you use your
picture.
legal means of voting to vote. I agree.
Nah, you won the same way Tiana Trump won.
It was dead niggas voting.
Who is that?
Shout out to them dead niggas. Hey, they lost
Who
their
is that,
lives
man?
for them votes. But I appreciate you though.
Is that a member of his family? Who is that?
No, I said Tiana Trump.
Swiper, don't do that,
because he was
bro.
being
Don't
a
do
hoe.
that.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't know.
I was saying
Hey.
Ron was hoeing around. He had three.
I know
Shout
who
out
his
to Tiana
father
He had
Trump
three
is.
teams. So if I pick 9 teams right now and one of them win the finals or one of them go to the finals, what are you saying? I get to win panel MVP because I took 9. I took 9 at the same time. That's what you're telling me?
You're spreading yourself thin.
I think you should have did it.
Nah, some of us are raced, right, Ron?
Salute my parents. Hey, they raised me to be a panel MVP. Jay Mill sent through a super chat and said, I'm not letting y'all do that. Austin Reeves wanted to be a Laker. He said that if the Lakers didn't draft him, he didn't want to go anywhere else.
So, y'all be acting like these players, especially players of that stature, have so much pull. Like they didn't have to take Austin Reeves because he said that's where he wanted to play. You know how many kids running around the world talking about I want to play for this team or play for that team, and they'll never sniff that locker room.
We got a few new members. The first one is Ridge Maddox. Shout out to Ridge Maddox. The next one is 01 Bam Jr. Shout out to 01 Bam Jr. Joe Coney also became a YouTube member. Shout out to Joe. And we got another super chat from Goon King Forever. Goon King said, how did the Raptors get gifted Kawhi, but the Heat didn't get gifted Jimmy Butler, and the Knicks gifted Brunson? By dumb teams that let them go.
Maybe they did get gifted. I mean, maybe Miami did. The Knicks didn't. The Knicks absolutely
So
did not.
the Toronto
maybe
Raptors did not
Miami,
get
sure.
gifted Kawhi. They finessed a front office relationship with Bobby Webster and one of their assistant general managers. The deal broke apart, and the deal broke apart in the 11th hour with Masai Ujiri, and then Masai Ujiri went to Nigeria, I believe at the time, or Rwanda. I can't remember where he went. He went to Africa, and Bobby Webster got the deal rolling again, and we got it done. And we added a first-round pick, and we added Jakob Poeltl, and we got Danny Green back for it, and Danny Green was amazing. Love Green Ranger. And the rest is history. No one gifted shit to the Raptors. The Raptors made a very calculated move that they had a chance to win in the Eastern Conference, and that Kawhi can get them there.
Traded
And
DeMar
they,
DeRozan for Kawhi.
yes,
That's
we
a gift.
traded
Yeah.
DeMar DeRozan, Jakob Poeltl, and a first-round pick. Get your fucking facts right.
That's a gift.
And,
yeah, I mean,
and the point here is we
nothing.
could have easily, and this is why I say you don't respect the process. You peddle
more name
you
calls.
peddle
more name
the
calls,
no
more
no no
name
you
calls.
peddle the rhetoric. You
It's not
peddle the
rhetoric.
rhetoric.
You got Kawhi
It is
Leonard
rhetoric.
for DeMar DeRozan and Jakob
No.
Poeltl.
You peddle rhetoric. You don't think about it. LeBron had just
You got
left
Michael
the
Jordan
East.
for J.R. Ryder.
No.
I mean,
Stop.
great.
LeBron left the East. How easy would it have
I
been
don't know
for the
about
team
that
that could never get through LeBron to just be like, let's run it back? Why take this risk on Kawhi?
Because
Why
DeMar
take the
DeRozan
risk?
wasn't good enough.
No, this is
You guys
the
would've
type
lost
of
to
move
Milwaukee and
that takes
Philadelphia.
balls of
They would've.
steel. You traded an all-star.
When they were down 0-2, they would have stayed down 0-2, and it would have been 0-1,
You know
0-2,
what,
lost to
man?
Milwaukee.
0-3, 0-4.
You would have lost to Philadelphia.
I'm
absolutely
not
would have lost to
denying that
Philadelphia.
you would have lost with DeMar DeRozan. I'm not denying that.
Okay,
What
then
I'm trying to-
you acknowledge
what
you
I'm
got
trying to
gifted
tell
Kawhi
you,
Leonard.
It's
Yeah, I
not
agree.
gifted. That's the thing. You want to always take credit away
Absolutely.
from the Raptors.
It was a
How
ribbon.
small is your life? How
There was
small
a
is your
rib-
life?
there was a
What is this
ribbon placed
Raptor
on
hating? It's not
Kawhi's
funny
forehead.
anymore, bro.
Come on,
We're a
little
good
life.
team now.
Who are you talking to, Ox or me?
You.
He ain't talking to me.
Ox is
little
saying the
life.
same thing.
Yeah, but
No, what is this?
I
You
got-
got
I
gifted
don't got a little
Kawhi. You
life,
got
though.
gifted Kawhi. Oh, but we
Little
poached
life swiper?
Christian Brown from the heavens. Y'all just felt
Little
y'all just
lifer.
y'all
Little
Drafting
lifer.
Christian Brown is the
y'all-
equivalent
little
of trading
life-ass
DeMar
boy.
DeRozan for Kawhi Leonard.
Little
my
lifer.
goodness. It took
That's why I want your
nerves
little
of
ass
steel.
life.
Do you realize that
Nerves of steel to trade for the better player.
Okay, okay. Comic book character. Can you relax for a second?
Here, let me
Kawhi
give you my
Leonard.
Can I
had
give you
let
my
the
60 cents
entire
for
league
$2, please?
Oh, Jesus
Sure,
Christ.
let's do it.
The Spurs.
That's too risky.
DeMar DeRozan.
I don't want your
plus
$2.
Jakob Poeltl plus a first round pick, believe it or not, was the best offer that the Spurs were getting for a distressed asset in Kawhi Leonard, who had already made it known that he was going to LA, which means
Did the
that
Clippers did they get gifted Kawhi Leonard? No. Do you see the trade package they got up?
why were the Clippers not on any of your lists for the best front office?
I actually named them. I named them as one of them.
Okay,
You
why did they not
I
make the
couldn't
list?
believe you said that.
Yeah, he
They
couldn't
should have made
believe
the
I said
list.
it.
I mean, they got Kawhi Leonard for nothing. They were gifted Kawhi Leonard. That is gift because they
Swiper, they're
tampered.
in the chat saying that
That's
your
a
life
gift.
is petite.
It's thin.
They're saying your life is petite.
I mean,
Damn, little lifer, skinny lifer.
Little life.
I mean, I'm up here trying to have a genuine conversation about how this thing went down, and you can't stop yapping about
well, I'm
how we were
saying, yeah,
gifted.
I think
No, because-
trading for DeMar DeRozan and
no,
Jakob
because
Poeltl is a
I'm
gift.
sick and tired of
For
having
prime
nuanced
Kawhi
conversations
Leonard.
and sound bites. That's what
Kawhi
I'm
Leonard was
sick and tired of.
phenomenal. He was
No,
an
because-
excellent player. 2016-17 phenomenal. 2017.
Wait, hold on.
Limited sample
Let me
size.
just check
And
that.
then he had a
let me just
phenomenal
fact
season,
check
man.
that. Kawhi Leonard was phenomenal. You're not saying nothing. Does anyone ever diagram the shit that you say?
Yeah, actually, I do all the
Kawhi
time.
was gifted.
Matter of
You have
fact, you
the
can find
equivalent
out very
basketball
soon
tape
on another
of a-
platform. There will be a dive into things I'm saying very soon. Sponsored by. It'll come up soon. I'll tell you about it.
Swipe and pin. You guys always are free to get a room after this.
Get a room.
Yes, and you guys can tangle.
Ron, do you think they were
Tangle.
gifted? Do you think that Toronto got gifted that in that trade?
It took nerves, man. Trading your
Do you think
franchise
trading
player
DeMar
takes
DeRozan and
nerves.
Jakob Poeltl
Yes,
was a
it
good
takes
package?
nerves to
They
trade a
won the
multi-time.
trade, but they didn't get gifted. Like they
Kawhi
won it,
Leonard
but
was
they
being
didn't get
Like
punished,
you
Ron.
remember that thing I
Kawhi-
said about
Kawhi
you
Leonard
not
was
being a very
being
good
punished.
person?
Yeah, exactly.
You up
Kawhi-
here
Kawhi
telling
was
me
being punished.
Yeah.
Scotty Barnes is a 24
Address
player.
Ox. Address Ox. Address
No, I'm
Ox.
talking to
No,
you.
don't
I'm
pick
quiet.
on me. Don't
quiet.
pick on me.
All right, man. We got to get through these last super chats. Otherwise, I'm finna just get up out of here. The nigga in drag said, "What's gonna happen to Kalai and Steve Baldheads soon is gonna be hilarious." Shout out to Pablo for exposing them for the dirty CP3 or for doing CP3 dirty.
CP3
Right,
ain't
deserves
nobody do
a farewell
CP3
Steve
tour.
dirty.
Baldhead.
Shit,
CP3
nobody do him
deserves a
dirty. He
farewell
need to get
tour.
he need to get his old ass out the way. It's
All right,
3 in the morning. Get your old ass on the plane.
The next members chat that we got is from Tristan. Tristan said, "Who does everyone think the fastest player ever is?"
Speedy Claxton.
Like in terms of just like raw speed or like speed of the ball.
He said, "Fastest player ever."
How the fuck I'm supposed to know?
Tiny Ultra Ball. I don't know. Derek.
Bill Russell.
Jesus Christ. Craig Claxton.
I still got
It's
the
Craig
air.
Claxton or it's Craig Claxton or Allen Iverson, bro.
Every
got the air
NBA
in
player
there.
runs a race. Give me Bill Russell, man.
Oh, Will Chamberlain too. Same OG sent through a members chat and said Franz doesn't want to be a lead guy.
You must not be watching Team Germany.
Nah, even with Germany, I do hear it. Franz plays like a role player, which I don't think is a problem.
That's
but,
his
like,
game.
Yeah, so it's like he's not gonna take over in like that sense of in like the superstar way. So I hear it.
SSJ Gabe, shout out my dog Gabe, sent through a members chat and said, "Why did Miami get in the top 10 with so much misses in free agency?"
They really misses
Also
if you never
they've hit
took
a
a
lot
shot.
too.
Less is more sometimes.
I think one of the things that y'all didn't factor in necessarily was contract management. Like, I don't think it was factored in enough how well some teams have managed their contracts and how poorly some teams have managed theirs. I don't know.
Cultured Bandit said, "Back to the convo yesterday. The NBA should just have the owners 1v1 for drafting position or for draft positioning."
That's fine.
Yeah, Matt Ishbia, he played college basketball, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
You better win. The fuck?
Next up, we got Morpheus Chewy. Morpheus said in a members chat, "How good would Jermaine O'Neal be today?"
He'd be better than somebody, y'all Glaze.
Okay. Do you think he still plays? You think he still plays the 4 in today's game, or you think he's
No, he's
playing
a
the
5. He's a
for sure
5. He was late. He was a 5 later in his career, in his era. So he's a 5 for sure.
But that was because he slowed down a lot. But yeah, okay. Jermaine O'Neal, today's game.
I mean, he would just do the 4-5 thing. I mean, I don't know
He
how
would be
big.
the fourth best center after Wemby, Jokic, and
Embiid.
Joel.
Yeah, he'd be the fourth best center.
He'd be better than Anthony Davis? Or are you not counting Anthony Davis as a center?
Today, he would be better than AD.
I don't think so.
Don't stop there, Ron.
All right, the last super chat before we get into, a full-on shouting fest is from Pimp named Slickback. Pimp said, Mars, how you liking Nolan, man? I don't see star, but potential starting point guard. I can see it. He's a paint toucher master, man.
Yeah, before the All-Star break, he was doing the things that led to me thinking he was gonna be in the top 5 the year before his draft. I was like, Nolan Traore. But like, yeah, he's so fast. Like he can get into the paint whenever he wants. Once he fills out his frame a little bit, gets stronger, can actually finish once he gets to the rim. And like just the kick out stuff that Penn was talking about, creating open threes. Like Nolan should be able to do that for a long time. The only issue is the same reason that I'm liking what I'm seeing from Nolan was the reason why I was liking what I was seeing from Isaiah Collier as a rookie. And Isaiah Collier is in year 2. And the flaws are still there. So like there's still a lot more to put together beyond just can you get 2 feet in the paint and create for teammates. You gotta add the other layers, but that's a good starting point. I'd rather have a guard that can touch the paint whenever than have a guard who can't. And Nolan definitely can touch the paint on any given possession. So if you keep building on that, I can see starting point guard.
Fellas, it's been real as ever. I'll catch y'all tomorrow. We will be here same time, same place. It'll just be better topics and a better show. We'll see you guys in Portland. We out.
Merry Christmas.